Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I believe it's episode 4 of Quest for the Core Code's Corner, K4. A lot of fours today. Uh, I like it. I like the uniformity.
Yeah,
Uh, as always, I am Battle Boss, Kingdom Chloris, joined today by the Imperator.
greetings.
He's playing Kato Zetsubo, Pharaoh,
Indeed,
everyone's
indeed.
favorite Egyptian knockoff.
Hacker
Uh,
extraordinaire.
yeah, and for the first time in 3 weeks,
A
we were
long
also
time.
joined by uh, hello Javier. How are you?
Yeet.
Lovely. He's playing
Yeet.
everyone's favorite robot impersonator extraordinaire. So,
Indeed, indeed. The only robot that impersonates people.
yeah, that we know of anyway. I could be a robot. We could all be synths. Could be like Fallout 4. Who knows? Oh.
The synths, man. The
Yeah.
synths. Nick
So,
Valentine, he's gonna kill us all.
oh god. So, last time we last met our cyberpunk superheroes, not really, but mercenaries. Um, we
Contracted killers.
basically we finished the previous job with the gang of hoodlums. We're pretty sure they're dead now because we gave them over to the company, so they're
We
probably not
did.
going to be alive for very long.
Yes.
Um, and then we stumbled upon a shooting that had occurred at our favorite Chinese restaurant.
Well, not
Where
technically
it
not
wasn't
a
a shooting.
shooting.
Well, there was a gunshot, but
There was a singular gunshot, but there's mainly just broken windows.
yeah, where they had well, it's a violent breaking and entering,
And a
and then
kidnapping.
yeah, then kidnapping, and they kidnapped the grandson of the owner of the restaurant, and Bonus and Pharaoh were charged with retrieving everyone's favorite ex gangbanger.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't even consider him that. He
well,
was more
yeah,
of
he
an
was.
initiate.
Yeah, they were still trying to like convince him to join, and then we were like, "Hey, don't do that. Don't be stupid." And then we made him
Yeah,
cry, and then he decided not
yeah.
to join the gang.
And then he just balled up into tears.
Yeah, that's all it takes to make a grown man cry, and they won't do bad things anymore. It's that's
Just
plain.
one look. Just one look does it.
Yeah, one sideways glance. But before we investigate the disappearance of Steve Huang, uh, we must first join our favorite robot friend. So I believe, the camera shot opens up. It fades from black into a dark and dingy parking complex, big old
Uh,
parking,
uh,
multi floor parking garages,
okay.
and we see Mr. Oid with his cheap, little car.
Car.
Uh, yeah, that he
He never looked through the duffel bag.
exactly. That's what he's doing right now. He we see him standing behind his car with like the trunk popped up, and he's just staring at a closed duffel bag that he straight up mugged off of an incapacitated other criminal after knocking two cops unconscious. So, oh, uh, yeah, it's raining outside because it's always raining. So that's there's the heavy thudding on the concrete ceiling above you. It's pretty quiet in this parking garage. So you decided to like pull in here on your way to the apartment where we met the hacker and stuff like that. Your curiosity got the better of you, so you pulled off into here. So what does Mr. Oid do?
Yes, that is the question.
Ah, I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
You're in a parking garage. You're alone, staring at the duffel bag you robbed from the guy last time.
All right. So, there's nothing around, so I'm gonna pop it open. Like a nice little Easter egg.
Duffel bag inside of a duffel bag.
Oh, great! I got a one. That's probably isn't the worst one he could have
Above.
gotten. But it's like the most beneficial for you, probably. So you open the bag, and the duffel bag,
It's another
and
duffel bag.
it's a duffel bag. Yes, inside another duffel bag, and in that is a satchel bag. No, there's a duffel bag, and there is just 20,000 colors worth of banknotes, unmarked banknotes, with a note on top of like the stack of cash.
All right, I'll pick up the note. What does it say?
The note is written in pretty poor, print handwriting, and basically says like, you know, "What's up, Johnny?" or whatever. This is your cut from the job. Make sure to give your tithe to the Crescent, and then it's signed by like, I don't know, Brian.
Hmm.
That's
Well,
not good.
I hope he's got some savings to pay that off with, because this is mine now.
Okay, so you're just gonna keep all the money then.
Wow.
Yep.
Not even send like 5K our way.
No, well, to be fair, we kept all the money from the last job, so
Yeah, because he wasn't around.
And
yeah,
you weren't around when I got this.
yeah, exactly. So I have 29.5 thousand smackaroos in the bank.
Cool.
So does he like see the missed call, missed call, missed call,
Well, I
missed
think
call?
yeah, I think because he's like a robot or whatever, his like AR interface is just his brain. Like it's part of his head. So
Yeah.
he's probably like you see, uh, these calls coming in and just like ignore them whether purposefully or you're too distracted. Um,
Or like his voicemail's off.
yeah, he likes to with his voicemail. I assume he probably would have taken precautions to avoid being like tracked like that because he didn't know what kind of horrible things he was carrying around in that duffel bag, which it could have been pretty bad to be honest. It could have been some big trouble. But you settled
Oh
for,
yeah.
for mediocre trouble instead. So, so
But
as you take the money out of the bag and you kind of like count it and you put it all back. You like crumple the note up and you toss it into like the gutter of the parking garage. The lights of a car suddenly hit your car and you. As you slowly turn around, see that there is a black SUV with black tinted windows, revving its engines, staring you down from like across the parking garage.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna uh reach into my pocket and grab my cider, and I'm gonna walk up to the side window of this black SUV.
All right, so you walk up to the window,
are you in
and
disguise right now?
yeah, are you eating like a human disguise, or are you like a robot?
Yeah, this guy is
Okay,
Who are you disguised as?
the intern.
just some rando off the street.
Oh, are you
Alright.
disguised as the cultist?
Oh, you can.
Probably not.
Just
Or is it Carl Oppenheim?
a random person he has like scanned off the street, unnamed civilian.
Okay.
So yeah, so you walk up to the driver's side window, and as you walk up, the window like slides down, and there is a pretty, beefy dude in like the black blazer and white undershirt, a lot of scars on his face. He like stares back at you. Now us, the viewers, recognize these guys from the gay nightclub, which happened a couple sessions ago. But of course, Mr. Oid does not recognize them. So yeah, they've had run-ins with us
You
before.
missed a lot.
Yeah, you missed a lot of interesting things.
And he did say gay nightclub.
Yeah. So you walk out, the window slides down, and he's like, hey there, sir," and he's just like really confused.
Uh,
Directions.
hello. How can I help you?
He's like, we're looking for a bag or one of our friends lost around here.
Hmm. Uh, can't say I've seen it.
Make me a charisma check to lie about that.
Oh jeez. What is his
Charisma is like
charisma?
my best stat. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he'll probably be fine. Charisma, you have a charisma of 9. So,
Ha! I rolled a
Oh.
2. That
oh, that just
Oh.
matches.
if I was a different character.
Yeah, you'll be
That
screwed.
just matches.
So he's suspicious, but he doesn't like he believes you haven't seen it, but he's still a bit kind of like,
He's like, yeah, if you see anything, give us a call.
yeah. He's like, all right, yeah, thanks for your
Does he
time.
hand Mr. Oid a card?
No, I don't think gangbangers have business cards, even though
I
these are like
mean, I
these are
mean,
the high class like mafioso super rich gangbangers. I think
I
he
mean
just
they
like
could.
raises his hand and like rolls his sleeve up, and then you see like the Crimson Crescent like brand that they have on their guys, and he like flips his wrist and like the AR cell phone built into his wrist, pops to life, and he like taps on his wrist a couple of times, and he's like, all right, yeah, I guess if you see anything, don't touch it. And then the window slowly slides back up as he makes constant eye contact with you, um, and then the car slowly like coasts away from you.
Like
Like,
really suspiciously, and then it
yeah.
gets to the ramp, and then it just takes off.
Well, no, I think it reverses down the ramp. I think he doesn't keep driving up. He reverses down.
Just going backwards down a ramp.
Yeah, he'd be a pretty good driver to do that, but yeah,
Yeah.
he does it. Actually, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll to see if he crashes into something. Hold on. Because
He just reverses straight back out the
oh,
parking garage.
he almost got a 1. He got a 7. So no, he does make it.
Okay.
I almost was bad. He almost killed himself doing that, but yeah, he's fine. So you see him like coast backwards back down the ramp from whence he came, and
I can just imagine you roll a 1. No, he hits the gas going backwards and floors it out of this parking garage.
yeah. So Mr. Oid, care to roll me a luck check, real quick?
Oh.
Yee. Oh, that's a 1.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, I know what clock I'm moving up a second or a third time. Okay. Let's see. What do I
Wait,
need?
what?
I need this yellow
What
one.
is going on?
Okay, the Crimson Crescent are now yellow on their meter, so that's fun.
Why?
So, as you think, so you start walking away, right? You start, whistling. You're like, oh, I just got off scot-free with this horrible crime that I've committed, um, this robbery. And I think as you walk back over to your car, you like pop the trunk again, and you grab the duffel bag out of the trunk to like put it in the front seat so you can like have easy access. And as you pull it out of the trunk and you like close your trunk and you like walk back to your like driver's side car, the SUV rolls right back around and sees you carrying the duffel bag and tossing it into the passenger side of your vehicle. And there's a really loud honking sound as all the doors open, and all these like 6 dudes get out. And the guy who you talked to was like, I thought you didn't see it. He's like really like heartbroken and confused that you lied to him.
Now, the trick is, can you convince him to just walk away and that it's
Yeah,
yours?
like, this is my duffel bag. What are you talking about?
I mean, that is probably the obvious route. So I'm going to start off my heinous string of lines with
Just back-to-back lies.
Basically.
Well, you see, this belongs to me.
All right. Christmas check number 1, please.
Don't get a 1. Don't get a 1. Don't get a 1.
2 again.
Oh my god. There's a fine line that you have, and you are writing it so hard right now. Okay. So you're like, this is mine, and you like lift it up to like show it to him, and there's the Crimson Crescent logo embroidered on the side of the bag, and he goes, "Ah, you're one of us then."
Alright, looks like
So
I'm
you're
never
one of
using this
us.
disguise again.
Yeah. So whoever you're disguising is gonna get so many odd messages later, like so many weird looks when you walk down the street. I gets harassed by Crimson Crescent gang members. So he's like, well, do you want to hand it over, or can I give it over to the boss?
I'll say, well, I'm going back to the, I don't know if I want to say hideout. I'll just say, well, I'll be going back to the hideout soon enough anyways. So I'll hand it over in person.
Make me another charisma check.
Oh, jeez.
Hilarious if I fail one of these.
Oh yeah, you probably won't, but it's possible.
9.
All right, yeah. So he's like, okay. He's like, hey, and he's like, so before they all, the rest of them have gotten back in their car, they're not suspicious anymore. But the driver is like, before he gets in, he's like, hey, do you know what happened to old Johnny boy? Because he said that like some random guy off the street walked over and like stabbed 2 cops and knocked him out, and then took his money and like got back in his car and drove away like nothing happened. Did you see that at all?
Internal laughter. I'm gonna say, oh, nah, but I saw the video feeds. He looked pretty mad about it.
He's like, yeah, old Johnny, he's got a penchant for racism. And the guy's just like, yeah, those video feeds were pretty funny. He said that like a robot took his stuff, but I don't know if I believe that. They're pretty rare to be mugging people off the street like that. So I don't know what he's talking about, but I think he might have been high or something.
Yeah, Johnny.
Make a character check to lie about Johnny.
Oh, Johnny.
This is great. I think it's a person I've never spoken to. Wrong die. Oh, that's a gnat.
Ooh.
Oh.
He's like, okay,
Oh.
yeah. Johnny's, he's a pretty wild one, isn't he? He's like laughing to himself, and he's like, all right, well,
Have a good night, man.
Yeah, like I'll have a good night. I'll let you get back to it. I'm gonna go and see how the boss feels like harassing Johnny for losing that money. They were gonna kill him because he lost it, but now we got it back. Probably only take his hand or something.
Okay, so now for this, you should definitely take 1 tick off.
I don't know, because they're under the impression that the money's gonna be back there soon, and it's not gonna be back there soon. They're gonna know who took it.
Don't know. They don't know who took it.
But they know that they saw a guy who claimed to be one of theirs with the duffel bag with their marking on it.
But like after they like fully leave the garage, he could send them a message. Hey, just got attacked. Money got stolen.
Literally, they're leaving the garage, and he just fires a couple of shots into the air, and he's like, "Ah, yes, I've been attacked. That same robot took my money again. Avoid milk costs." I mean,
he could.
If that's what he wants to do, Mr. Oid.
Well, you see, there's a little bit of a problem with that, John. And that's one, I don't know the name of this random passerby, and two, I don't have any way to contact them other than showing up to their place.
Then you do that. I mean, hey, that could work.
I mean, it could, but if I fail a check, I'm dead.
But like, that's why you go back later.
Whatever.
This is all in
At
the
this
same
point-
day that we're getting our weapons, right?
Yeah.
So
well,
it's been a
this is
full
this is
day
like,
and a half.
This is the night before we got our weaponry and stuff. So
Oh, so this is back in time.
yeah. This is probably
We
like
were
a
at the
little
this
bit.
point-
station then.
Yeah, this is a bit before we went to the Chinese restaurant and stuff.
Okay.
For reference.
I'm going to just give him a little salute and I get back in my car.
All right, so he gets back in his car. You get back in your car. Let's see. Can he drive backwards out of the parking garage again?
Please get a 1.
You get a 3. So he starts trying to pull the same cool maneuver he did last time, and he like backs up into another car, and the alarm goes off. So then he just like screeches his tires, like peels out, like books it out of the garage before the owner of the car can come outside.
Oh man.
Yeah. So you're sitting in your car, having narrowly avoided death, basically.
GG.
Alright.
GG.
So, yeah, how are you gonna handle this?
Well, at this point, I would probably try and like actually go to the task I was assigned. Going to get those hoodlums.
Okay.
Oh man,
so
you are so far behind.
You get back in your car
Yep.
and you drive to the location that you were supposed to meet your friends, and that was the apartment of the hacker of part of this gang of hoodlums, right? So you show up to this apartment. It's very dingy, very like low class. Sitting out front of the apartment is an old lady smoking a big old cigar. She's got a really pretty golden and like black cyberware cane that looks really like out of place for this kind of an environment. Because you're in like the bad slums of Ryanstown, and so you pull up. You don't see any of your friends' cars or bikes or anything
Bikes.
out front of this place, but you don't think anything of it. You're probably like, oh, they just took a taxi or something. You didn't want to waste their energy. And yeah, you get in. Do you want to go to the apartment? Do you want to look around? I don't know. Up to you. Because you do know.
So Dakota.
Yes.
What were you gonna say?
You're at the apartment. You've like driven there. It'd probably take you like 45 minutes to drive there. But
Give me
you,
1. I shall return.
all right, now you've gotten there,
So
and yeah, you don't see our bikes parked out front, but you don't think much of it.
so in front of the apartment there is this woman with the cane, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to walk up to her. I'm going to say, excuse me, ma'am. But around here recently, have you seen well, Bonus always wears a mask, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give a brief description of that mask.
Okay, so yes, you ask her if she saw a man with a mask, and she looks up. She's like, "Oh yes, I was in the elevator, and him and one other fine gentleman went in after me. I saw them leave a while ago."
All right. Well, thank you. And I'm going to walk back to the car and think, crap, did I miss the job?
uh, Great. Somewhere, at some point, Bonus shudders, knowing that you come to realize what happened.
Wait, what happened?
He just figured out that he missed the job.
Oh,
He inquired to the old lady out front, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I saw those two guys. They left like an hour ago." It's
All
like
right,
nighttime at this
well,
point. It's probably like good. Well, we're probably still waiting in the subway for them to show up at this point.
but he wouldn't know that.
Well, this is the night of the gay nightclub.
Oh.
Tomorrow night's yeah. So you have no idea where we are because we aren't even doing the job right now. We're doing something totally different, unrelated. Or psych
all
messing it
right.
up.
At this point, I guess I go back home, and in the morning. I'm just gonna assume, oh, they did the job. I'll, speak to our patron in the morning or whatever, and they'll probably be there.
Okay, so you go back home. Of course, this night that we are in currently is the night of the gay bar. So you probably would, just like, would hear like the next morning would hear when you go to the patron bar, the Condemned, you would probably hear like rumors about like some wicked cool party that happened the night previous in like a bar that got like busted up a couple of days earlier and stuff, and some new DJ came onto the scene all of a sudden and held a pretty crazy party. And you walk up and the captain with his clunky metal body parts, he's standing there behind the bar. He's like rubbing the metal countertop with like a wet rag with his metal arm, really jittery. And he's like, "Ah, yes. Maybe it isn't our lovely Robo pal. What can I do for you, bud?"
Well, I believe my compatriots have finished the task we were assigned. I was wondering if you had seen them around here. I haven't been able to, catch them since a little detour I made.
So the captain's like, "Oh no, they're not coming yet today or yesterday. I think they're still doing some stuff. But from what I heard, your buddy, the weird one who likes Egypt a lot, he held a pretty crazy party at a club in in like the poor parts of town. So, but
Hmm.
I've not seen them. They're probably still working on that, or they're unconscious. Whatever. Either one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you gonna buy something or are you gonna leave? He's just like suspiciously eyeing you
No,
up.
I'm going to leave.
He's like, "All right then." Yeah. So.
No, you turn around, I briskly walk out the door. Um, and people have been, this is the second time I've heard of this party. So when I get back to my like crappy apartment, I'm gonna like see if there's like some like news footage or like something I can find on what the hell went on there.
So you would probably find VODs of live streams.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of like live stream videos, not like news feeds because it wasn't that
Well,
big,
yeah,
but
I figured.
yeah, a lot of
But
like it's like
There
social
was like
media.
100 some odd people there.
Well, I think it was like 800 people, something like that. 700 people went to this one club over the span of like 6 hours, partying it up. So you probably find like the videos of that, and you can see your good pal Pharaoh with his Anubis mask on, behind this big DJ set with like a bunch. So like the dance floor is a bunch of big glowing LED lights, and the crowd is dancing. And amongst the crowd are holographic Anubis like dancers that are being projected from the disco ball spinning from the ceiling. That's like making these cool holographic projections and stuff. And you could probably see video of like Bonus harassing the same guy that you just talked to like the day before in the parking garage. because they showed up to the bar
Hmm.
and wanted to like get their protection money, but we managed to scare them off without killing them.
Yes.
Luckily. So yeah, you see the all that stuff. You know what happens, or what happened rather.
Yeah, you really missed a lot.
Yeah.
Oh wait! Oh wait! He doesn't know what's going on with the train.
No, he has no idea what's going on with the train.
Well, I don't think there's much I really can do at this point.
I
So
mean,
I just
yeah, not really.
wait.
All right, so
So
you
he doesn't get any of my calls, right?
well, you didn't call him until after we finished the first job, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so this whole day goes by, and you have no idea where we are or what's happening, because we just assumed that you're, off somewhere, disappeared, and then
Does he see like the social media footage of what happened on the train?
yes, you probably see that. You see, so if you do, you, like, does Mr. Oid care to keep looking for information or
Yes.
okay, yes, you would see uh, probably news footage at this point because like this is like a terrorist attack basically of Bonus and Pharaoh have holding a Mexican standoff with the gang on a train.
Oh, that's nice.
But we do
The same
eventually.
crescents from before.
No, no. It's like the hoodlums we were sent to track down and like beat up for money.
Ah,
We have there's like 5 of them there, and we hold a standoff with them, and then we make them peacefully come with us. And the news is like uh, shootout on train almost turns ugly. Uh,
Technically,
violence.
it wasn't a shootout. Not a single
No,
shot was fired.
no, there almost was. There was very close to being some many shots fired, but
Oh yeah, I almost slaughtered 2 individuals. 3 if you want to get technical.
yeah, because your drone would have shot the
The
charisma
one
guy of the
dude.
group. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bonus almost took the guy out. It's pretty funny. So you see all that
Yeah.
stuff, and then that night goes by, and you know for sure like they finished the job or whatever. You just missed it because you were busy handling
Too busy
the Kristen
handling a
person.
duffel bag.
Yeah, and
whatever. I still made like $20,000.
yeah,
It was
you
better
still
than
made
whatever he was gonna pay me.
yeah you still made like double and more than double what we made. So it's fine. Um,
It's fine.
so the next morning comes, and you see that
No,
there
wait,
is
cause
yeah. So that
we
night,
got
we went to the get the firearms and
the
stuff.
noodle shop.
Yeah, the noodle shop. And then the next day we went and got the gun. So the next day, probably around like noon, you see you get another phone call from Pharaoh.
All right, I'll pick up this time.
Andrew, where the hell have you been?
Oh, out handling some business.
Well,
I
while you've been
see.
handling your business, we've been busy. Get to my
I've
apartment now.
seen. You're quite the phenomenon.
Yeah, well, get over here now. And then I'm
All
gonna hang
right.
up.
Guess I drive to wherever here is.
I said my apartment.
Yeah. So we drive to Pharaoh's. Also similarly, not like god awful apartment, but still pretty poor apartment. In one of like the big high rise like mega blocks. And yeah, so you show up and you walk in the front door because the automated system and stuff detects you as one of like the users of the building. And yeah, you walk in the apartment and you see Bonus and Pharaoh, who both have shotguns and are no, you use
I've
shotguns
got a
in
double
the
barrel.
yeah,
I've got a double barrel.
you gave yours over to uh, the guy. You haven't yet gone to fetch
Oh yeah,
your new shotgun.
All right.
But Bonus has a really like a military grade combat shotgun
Yeah.
that he's like loading with shells and stuff. And
So I'm checking the mags in my Hands of Anubis
yeah,
right now, and I'm checking the ammo in my drone.
yeah, we got stuff all over all over the place, scattered about like his kitchen island or whatever, just covered in firearms and like components and ammo and stuff.
Yes.
And yeah, that's the scene that Mr. Oid walks in on.
Hmm. So, I will begin with. I've only really seen some footage of passerby, but what exactly did you guys do while I was gone?
Well, we took the hoodlums captive, turned them over to our employer, who you so graciously ditched. That probably won't do so well for us. And then we encountered a small problem with the small noodle shop that me and Bonus stopped by. And,
Bonus is he's gonna be like, yeah, trouble's the least of it. The kid that we helped before got kidnapped by the gang, so we're going after them. And he like, chucks in another shell into the big drum mag,
yeah.
the revolving drum mag. By the way, it's really inefficient, but it looks cool, so who cares?
Care to help us out this time without getting sidetracked?
I will have you know, I was gone for not more than an hour,
2
perhaps.
days.
That was all you.
I
He was
beg
he
to
was gone for
differ.
probably like 3 hours, but that's still more than enough for us to have gotten into the apartment and left. So
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I suppose this is the least I can do to make up for my absence.
Yeah. What even was in the duffel bag?
A lot of money, some of which is owed to the Crescent, I believe. I had a slight encounter with some of their forces.
So,
Nothing violent, of
Pharaoh
course, but
is just gonna put his head in his hands and sigh.
it's like,
Why am I not surprised?
I shrugged.
At least tell me that you have the money.
I have not spent it on anything, if that's what you mean.
Did you kill them?
No.
What happened?
Well, as I'm gonna shift very quickly, I used the disguise, and through a bit of misplay on my part, I will admit, they believed that disguise was one of them.
Well, at least now we have an inside man. Good,
an inside
I
man who does not
guess.
know he's an inside man.
Well, would you care to help us load up?
Sure.
Yeah,
Alright, and then
so
I'm gonna go back to loading rounds.
we all load up and stuff. Oid has no idea what the job actually is, besides just like we're helping out the family get their kid back, which is pretty vague. But yeah, so we load up our guns and recheck everything, and I assume we head off to the lovely
The
Rastafarian
food
gun
truck.
dealer. Yeah, the
Yeah.
food truck.
The Rastafarian taco truck.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a fun scene for Mr. Javier to deal with. So after everything has been
Ah, my
checked,
brothers.
yeah, after it's been checked and rechecked again, we all get in our vehicles, and we tell Mr. Oid to follow us, and we drive to a different parking lot this time because he does move around quite a bit. Uh,
Yeah.
but it is another dingy, totally empty parking lot in like some abandoned industrial complex, super sketchy, where there is like a taco truck just like parked in the middle of this like parking lot, and
Hmm.
we all Pharaoh and Bonus, we get out get off of our bikes and stuff, and we head over to the window.
All right, I guess I'll slap on a different random civilian disguise and I'll follow.
My God.
All right, so you pop on every disguise, and you walk up to the window, and this so it appears to be unattended until like Pharaoh walks up, or no, Bonus walks up and smacks his hand against the side of the truck. At which point, a very tall, muscular Rastafarian man with like long dreadlocks. He pops up from underneath, like on the floor or something. I don't know where he was. But he just pops up and he's like, "Ah, buenas, hello. How are you all doing? Ah, a new friend as well, I see. Very good, very good. Have
My
you come?
goodness.
Yes, have you come to pick up your gun? I just finished it a few hours ago."
Very good.
And he like lifts up uh, this like shotgun that's over trying to be like modified, and it's got a bunch of beautiful like Oriental detailing on it and like fancy patterning, and the parts have been replaced and updated and stuff, so it's not like rusted or anymore, and it works properly.
So I'm gonna like flick down the barrels and then flick them back up.
Yeah, so
Nice.
he hands you that, and he's like, "Ah, I see you brought a new customer as well." And he points to Oid, and he's like, "Will you be buying anything from me today, good sir?"
I'm gonna look to Andrew. Well,
Well, I look to Kyra. I'm like, for this little mission I'll be coming along on, am I going to require heavy armament?
well, I'd say so.
Well then, as I turn back to the man, let me have a look at your selection.
He's like, of course, come run to the back." And he like disappears back behind the truck, and you walk around, and he opens like the door on the side of the vehicle for you, and you step in, and he hits a button on the wall, and like the fryers and stuff, they get like slid over by like a workbench, and the like freezers get like swapped out for like gun racks and gun shelves and stuff, and boxes like drawers full of ammo, and yeah, he has mostly like pretty cheap wares from Odin Security, who are like purely civilian marketers for firearms. Um,
Hmm.
but he does also do like customization and upgrades and modifications and stuff. Um, he's got some assault rifles. He's got some SMGs, pistols, stuff like that. If you wanted to buy something specific.
All right, Andrew,
Um,
your goods. We're gonna go see the goose. We need some armor.
Doesn't sell
should I
armor.
meet you there or?
Huh? I'm sure he
Goose.
can make some.
Well, he has Hans, but I don't know if
Yeah,
like
but
he's the goose isn't an
alright, fine. Then I
armor.
need a new contact.
All right, let's get our two d4s out. All right,
All right.
so while you pick and choose, deciding which type of firearm you want, we can make these contacts really quick.
3 and a 4.
Three. So the three will be the first roll. So this requires an additional RP to use, so it just costs more money. And then the four is not only on good terms with the PC, but it's also an expert in their field, does their job well, and yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna turn to an old to bonus and say, all right, we're gonna go see an old friend of mine. I think he should be able to hook us up with some armor.
And Bonus is like, all right, and he like, I think Bonus like taps on like Oid's like body, which is like it's like holographic projection, so he can still like clang the metal, and it's like I think our friend here is probably fine when it comes to armor.
Yeah, Andrew, you get your wares. We'll go get ours.
All right. Where shall I meet you afterwards?
I'll send him the address to the noodle shop.
All right, so using the address for the noodle shop. So while Pharaoh and Bonus are coming up with their ideas for who this armorer friend's going to be, What kind of armament does Mr. Oid wish to purchase?
I think I'm going to go for an assault rifle.
Alrighty. So
Ooh.
let me get up my artwork for Odin Security. Where is it? I'll give you the options. So, do you want like a burst rifle, a silenced rifle? Do you want one with a chainsaw for a foregrip? Do you want like, I don't know, you got options. Do you want
Well,
a drum mag, bullpup?
I know this guy's nickname.
I must say, don't think this is really going to be a stealth operation. If I had to guess,
No,
That does not. No,
no.
it does not seem to be
However,
that way.
You're correct.
uh,
So this guy's nickname is going to be Dapper.
Dapper. All right. Let me note that down.
What if we only know him as Dapper?
That could be a thing if you only, if he's like a particularly like clandestine, like super
Yeah.
spy guy or whatever.
Yeah, he's a very like neat, like well dressed fellow who runs a tailor shop.
Ah, very high class tailor shop, I assume. It's Kingsman's tailor shop.
Yes, very much so.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, you got all types of rifles and stuff. If you don't want, if you don't, if you're not caring about silencers, because obviously we're not going for particularly quiet operations, you can get one with like a chainsaw for a foregrip. You could get a bullpup rifle.
Okay, so a Lancer.
Yeah, or you could get a normal like AK, which is basically AK-47, but it's like a sci-fi AK.
So he can get a Lancer from Gears 5.
Well, looking at the artwork that I have, it looks like it looks like probably like a 7.62 calibered, yeah, like Lancer, the big old chainsaw. Or you could do like an AK, basically an AK-47. You could give him like a drum mag and an underground grenade launcher. That'll cost more money, but you can get it. He has it.
Yeah.
You
You have
know,
like 20K.
yeah, you got a lot of money. You can afford to buy his shop, probably, to be honest.
Yeah.
all right. So I think I am probably going to go for just a simple rifle. You know, the whatever knockoff AK-47 this guy has, and I will probably opt in for the underbarrel grenades.
You should go. Ooh,
Right.
an idea. You should go with flashbangs.
Well,
40 mil
Certainly didn't
stun
it's
know.
just
grenades.
a grenade launcher,
He can buy whatever
I
whatever
assume.
grenades he wishes. So the AR, I mean, it's not like super cheap, but also at the same time, it's still like made for civilians. So it's probably mostly like plastic or like polymer make. It's not like metal.
Yeah.
So yes, you get that. I will say that's probably like like 300 collars because it's
That's cheap.
yeah, it's pretty cheap for a rifle.
Okay, that's
I mean, I
something
did
I
give
can
him like
easily do.
900 and change and say, make this pretty.
Yeah, you give him like almost a whole RP. It was like, yes, make this gun pretty. Okay, so let's see. I will call this type of rifle the OS 47. Let's just be really obvious in how knockoffish we are. So while I do this, tell me the details of Mr. Dapper while I figure out the stats for this gun.
So he's a well-dressed British fellow who wears a Kevlar suit, has a wicked mustache that like one of the handlebar mustaches that curls up. He wears like the very nice transition like owl-eyed glasses.
Nice.
So like when the light hits them, they turn to like a sunglass type deal. Um, he's very old fashioned, so he has like a flip phone and whatnot. Uh, he does conceal carry.
Of
He is
course.
well versed in the ways of the firearm and gun kata. And he has, let's just say, unconventional weapons.
Yeah, I can imagine. Um,
So he's got like a pen gun. He's got like a briefcase SMG.
mm, nice. All right.
He's got a single like load well rod.
Oh god, just a straight up 1940s well rod. No
Well, it's
modifications.
obviously like a single load futuristic
Yeah.
pistol that's like integrated silencer.
Mm.
It probably fires like 223. It's got like a stock and an ACOG sight on it since it fires a rifle round.
Cool. Alright, so I'll just
And he
read.
deals in premium high grade armor
Yes, he
at
probably
his
sells like
tailor
the,
shop.
the the John Wick like suit armor, like lining the suits and stuff like that, which makes you bulletproof.
Well, yeah.
Probably sells that
He's
primarily.
the guy you go to if you don't want to get shot.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, so before we do that scene, I can go over the rifle. So it's a standard assault rifle, 30 round capacity. The underbarrel grenade launcher can fire one grenade per action. Um, has a mag capacity of only one of one round, and requires a perception check to to fire. The type of grenade. This dude, he's got. Let's see. Roll me 1d4 for me, somebody.
Ah, 1.
One. Great. He only has frag grenades.
All right.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you asked for it.
Yep. So that was 47 rifle, was 300 colors. So ammo, ammo's gonna be probably. It's gonna be like $1 per bullet, basically. So
It's not that bad.
yeah, it's like standard for rifles. I'm using Tarkov's knowledge right now to remember what bullets cost. So yeah, so how
Life of
much?
the rat.
Yeah, how many rounds of ammo do you want to buy? Mags
I
come for
would
free.
say I can afford 200.
Dang. All right. So
It'd be good just to
200.
have some in reserve.
All right, and then how many frags? So frag grenades probably will be like 100 a pop because they're really rare because they're highly illegal.
Uh, 3, I guess.
Three. Okay. So 3 times UGL uh, grenades, and then that'll be another 300 collars. Alrighty, so that brings your total to 800 smackaroos.
Mm.
So I need to do some math real quick. So
So wait,
29500 minus 800 gives me 28,700. 28.7 RP is left. So you have 28,700 collars in your bank account at the moment. So yes, you got that
since
stuff.
I'm on fairly good terms with Mr. Dapper, would that mean I get a discount?
Well, you rolled the thing where it costs more money to use his services,
Mm.
so no, not this time anyway. Uh, but I will establish that after I finish doing some quick maths, real quick.
Ah, 2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1 is 2. Quick math.
Yes. So did that. So the frag grenades, they do 5d100 damage. And they also deal damage to armor stat, because they're explosive. We'll write this on your character sheet. Frag grenade deals 5d100 damage per shot, as well as an additional 1d8 points of damage to armor stat number. And deals this damage in a 3. Yeah, because it's only, well, yeah, I'll say 5 by 5 square area. So yeah, no cooldown because we're cool here. Okay, so yep. Okay, so I think, yeah. So while you're handling your grenade launcher and your fancy schmancy new rifle, we cut. Well, this huge, really quick, like zoom pan across the city to the wealthy section, where we see this fine tailor, ground floor of this building. So it's probably it's really wet and gross, but the storefront is pristine. It is super nice. There's probably like a little Roomba robot out front, like squeegeeing the sidewalk. Personal. And it probably has like a little like, mini version of like a tie on it, like a bow tie.
I love
because
it.
it's super cute. And yeah, the storefront has like the different like mannequins showing off the fancy suits. And we see our 2 bikes, both the hovering variety and the ground-based variety, park out front of this boutique, this fancy tailor. And we walk in, and there's like the bell ringing, and it probably smells like cigar smoke, like
Oh yeah,
like,
this
like
would definitely be
burning
like
wood.
a smoke.
Yeah, and there's like the counter with Mr. Dapper, who has like the really big, like twisted mustache, like the wax making it super shiny and very well kept.
Oh yeah.
Wearing a very nice plaid patterned suit with like the kerchief, instead of like a tie. And he has the tailor's measuring tape draped over his, like around his neck. Over his shoulders.
Yeah.
And he sees us walk in. Is this man like flamboyant? Is he down to earth? Like, what kind of personality? Or should I like randomly generate a personality?
You can randomly generate one. Sure.
Nice.
Why not?
My favorite part of the
He's
job.
a British fellow. He's a British fellow.
Personality generator. Wrong one. Is this one gonna work? No. Where's the one that okay, here's one that I usually go to.
You really need to start bookmarking things, Kode.
I thought I did. Oh wait, okay, this one will work. So, I'm gonna hit the button a couple of times, and alright. We've got okay. Ooh, this is a really good name that I random generated too. We don't know what his actual name is, but it's really British. I love it. So he has, very well groomed hair. His characteristic is the pathological liar. Oh, this is fun.
This is not good.
He's irreligious, so which makes sense. His instinct is to bring about unending summer, which is really
okay. That's really specific.
Yeah, that's really niche. And his knack is he's always certain of himself. He's very confident in his ability to bring about an unending summer, which I think is really foreboding and ominous, or really useless.
Never-ending summer. Yes.
So I think like the ceiling of his shop is like covered in like LED holographics that looks like a summer like bright sky. It's really hot in here for some reason.
Okay.
It's part of one of his many, cyberpunk over the top, hyperbolized, weird, knacks. And he's a really confident liar too, which is really dangerous. Um, so you walk in, and he's like, "Ah, yes, if it isn't my two favorite customers." And he lies because he's never met bonus before in his life. So he turns
Well,
he turns to Pharaoh and he's like, "What can I do you for, gentlemen?"
seeing as you've never met him, I'll take it as me being your favorite customer. How you doing today? We need let's just say some special clothing done
He's like, "Oh, I'm terrible," and he smiles
on a
really, really
budget, of
big.
course.
He's like, budget, specialized clothing. Well, this boutique of mine isn't really built for that kind of a budget range, but I'm sure we can work something out, my friend. I'm sure we can work something out." He's like, "Please,
Of
please,
course.
come this way." And he's like, "Oh," and he stops, like, as he, like, turns to around the counter, and he turns and he stops, and he, like, pulls out a pen from his, like, pocket protector of his, like, suit jacket, and he clicks it a couple of times, and you know that, like, this pen's a grenade.
Oh
And
Jesus.
he clicks it a couple times, and the tip of, like, the button turns, like, red. It was, like, glowing red. He's like the arm of the grenade, and he's like, and he holds it down, and he turns to you, and he goes, "Is our friend here, knowledgeable into what I do here, or should I usher him out peacefully?"
No, he's fine. He's with me. He's gonna be helping me on a very important errand. Just right.
And he's like, "Good to see you are socializing yourself there, Mr. Farrow." He's like, "Well," and he, like, releases his grip on the pen tip, and it stops glowing, and he puts it back away, and he shakes hands with Bonus, and Bonus just doesn't say anything. He's just like, "All right, whatever, dude." Like, this gets pretty weird. Yeah, and he's like, "All right, well, now that we've established my, continued secrecy, please follow me, gentlemen." And he, leads you. He's very much, I don't know how much you know about Red Dead Redemption, but he's like Trelawney. I get that.
Oh, okay.
I get the Trelawney feeling. Um,
Yeah.
and so he's like, "All right, then, well, yes, follow me." And he leads you into, like, the like, suiting, like, dressing area where, like, the mirrors and stuff like that.
Okay, so the way we can describe him is think about like the old-timey Commando Jimmy
Yeah.
from Hardcore Henry. Think about him
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, he's really Cockney instead of
Right-ho,
really.
tally-ho!
Yeah, he's like, yes. All right, well, I'm going to even further exaggerate my own accent. This is horribly racist, but we'll keep going. It's fine. So he leads you into, like, the three mirrored, like, fitting room, basically, where, he, like, there's, like, the different mannequins with, like, the exemplary, like, the template, like, suit, like
Yeah.
fabric swabs, and he walks in and he, like, claps twice, and the mirrors flip around to being, like, new mannequins with, like, the specialized bulletproof armor, and it's really expensive. We can't afford this stuff. This stuff's, like,
Oh
hundreds of
yeah.
thousands of dollars. And he's like, "Oh, I apologize, friends, wrong armor," and he claps again, and they flip around a third time. You don't know how that worked, but it happens. um, and it's, like, normal, like, Kevlar vests and, like, helmets, and it's, like, like, the riot visors and stuff like that. And he's like, "All right," and he starts going over, and it's like, "Which one of you shall I be fitting first, gentlemen?"
Well, I was really hoping you could just do with a touch-up. And I gesture to my trench coat and helmet.
He's like, "You want to add some more layers of protection to that helmet of yours, I assume, yes?"
Yeah, and I'm gonna take like the little like half collar around my neck off and flick it forward so that the helmet comes out.
Hmm.
And tell him like just a little bit of padding on the inside of the cheeks, and then a little bit of padding on the inside of my jacket.
So he takes the helmet from you, and he's gonna look it over, see what he can do. All right. So he looks over. He's like, yes, I believe I can do that for you. Hold on a moment." And he, like, walks over to the wall, and there's, like, the hotel, like, dolly system, the multi-floor dolly system on the wall. And he lifts
Yeah.
the little, like, shutter for the dolly, and he puts the helmet on, and he closes it again, and he taps a button on the wall, and you hear, like, the ding ding, and it descends into the basement.
Mhm.
And he's like, "What else were you looking to do, my
Uh,
boy?"
I'm gonna like slip off my trench coat.
Hmm.
Uh, just a little bit of padding on the inside around the vital organs.
He's like, "Ah, yes, yes, of course, of course. I can do that for you certainly." And he takes the trench coat from you, and he like looks over the inside really quick, and he knows what he's doing. He walks over to like the dolly, and he opens it, and he puts the jacket in there, and he closes it, and it descends again. And he's like, "And as for you, my new friend," and he points to Bonus. I was like, "What can I do for you?" And Bonus is just like, uh, "I'll have padding on my I want to update my padding on my trench coat and stuff because it's already armored. Um,
Hmm.
we just haven't figured that out yet because he hasn't been shot yet. um, but yes, he's like, "Oh, I want to like update it to make it better." And he's like, "Ah, yes." And they hand me the trench coat, and Bonus takes his jacket off, and for the first time, you see what he's wearing underneath the trench coat, and underneath the
Yeah.
trench coat is it's a white like a skin tight like white like not like like the Under Armour.
Yeah.
It's like
So it's like
that.
a muscle shirt almost.
Yeah, it's like a muscle shirt, like a workout muscle shirt. But there's instead of like um there's like big metal plates attached to like the front and like sides and
Oh
back of
my
his
god.
torso, where he's like you can't tell if it's like a homemade remedy to armor or if it's like a legit. But there's like the gaps between the armor plates, so you can still like maneuver like easily. But yeah, we're just like the armored plating like attached to his like shirt, Under Armour shirt,
Jesus.
and he takes it off, and he's also like pretty jacked. Like his like robo arms obviously very intensely muscled, but he's still like a pretty well muscled gentleman, and he's got like his long sleeves. You can't see like you never see any of his skin, minus like his like the area of his head around his mask. So his gloves stay on. But he takes the trench coat off and he hands it to Mr. Dapper, and he's like, "Ah, this is a simple upgrade. I see that you've gone somewhere else of pretty high quality, my good boy." And he walks it over, and he puts it in the dolly again, and he's like, "Well, and he like you see like one of his eyes is like has like the contact lenses that like are the AI or the AR like displays.
Hmm.
So he's like flicking through AR, and he's like, "All right, well that'll be let me do some calculations. Well, the helmet shouldn't be a big problem. It's already made out of metal, so it would be like a huge trouble. I'll say I'll cut you a little bit of a deal, my friends." And he is of course smiling very very wide. He's like, "All right, for Pharaoh's gear, I'll hand you 1,500 collars for the whole upgrade."
Okay, like pause really quick. I don't even know if I have that much.
You should have that much. Let me look through.
Oh, I have 11,000.
Yeah, you're big boy. Yeah,
Okay.
we have 14 in the actual. I haven't updated the notebook stuff yet, but
Okay.
the Google Docs have 14.
I thought I had one. I thought I had 1,100.
No, you're not that poor.
Okay, that I can do. That I can do. I can do 1.5.
Yeah, okay. So you give him 1.5. So you're down to 12.5 RP. Just so you know.
I thought I was at 14.
Yeah, but that was before you paid for it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Bonus, I think Dapper's going to you use like AR like PayPal him the money. He's like, "All right, lovely," and he walks over to the dolly again and he lifts it up, and neatly folded is your trench coat with your mask on top of the trench coat. And it's for like 2
Perfect.
minutes, by the way, and he takes it out of it and he hands it over to you, and he's like, "Tailored to my standards as always, Pharaoh." And
Of course.
he's like, he turns to Bonus and is like, "May I speak with you in private, my good boy?" And Bonus is like, yeah, sure." So Dad leads him into like a side room, and they talk and stuff, and you don't know what they're talking about. But they talk about stuff, and probably like 15 minutes later, they walk out, and Bonus is like, the door opens, and he's like nodding yes and stuff, and Dapper's like, "All right, well, I believe your new armored coat should be fully prepared, friend. And he walks over to the dolly and he opens it, and his trench coat is there, and his trench coat is still looks the same. Actually, it looks less armor than it did before, but he has that he's lined it with super thin, the carbon polymer high tech nanofiber nonsense. So I'm gonna mark out you've purchased armored Anubis mask.
So I'm gonna like flick my head forward as the helmet like flicks up. Feels comfortable. Amazing work as always, Dad.
And he's like, oh well, I'm pretty glad. And I think he's like, oh well, don't take my word for it. And he reaches into the dolly again and he pulls out a gun and he just shoots you in the head, and it bounces off the helmet and it like slams into like the ceiling and it cracks a light. And he's like, I like testing out my own materials. And he quickly chambers another round because of course it's the single load, the breech loading, suppressed pistol. And he like clacks the slide forward and he puts back the dolly and he sends it back down. He's like, well, I hope you're all, satisfied with your product here.
Very much so. Pleasure as always. And I'm gonna like extend my hand out for a handshake.
He takes your handshake and he's like, lovely. And he turns to Bonus. He's like, remember what we talked about, sir? And Bonus is like, yeah, I remember what we talked about. And he's like, excellent. I look forward to seeing you in the future, gentlemen. And he leads you all back out into the main store area. And as he leaves, he claps again, and the mirrors return to normal. And he's like, yes. And like a really flamboyantly dressed, morbidly obese, short guy with like balding hair and like the pencil Hitler mustache and a big cane.
Oh no!
He walks in. It isn't the goose. He walks in. And he's like, and the Dapper sees him and he's like, of course, lovely, satisfied customers. And he the really fat flamboyant guy waddles up to the front desk, and Dapper's like, yes, how may I help you? And then you hear the guy ask for like a new suit, and Dapper's like, that'll be 30,000 colors, please. Like lying through his teeth, like super lying. And
30,000. Jeez.
All right, so I'll give you
All right.
an armor of 5 that is conventional. And as a new trait of yours, you will get an armored helmet that, when active, prevents critical hits to the head from doubling the damage.
Ooh, that's actually really good.
Yes, that's a special little extra that Dapper felt like including for you. That is very good.
I like that.
And then bonus.
Okay.
Let me do
End of my chest.
Yeah, you just have an armor stat of 5 instead of 0 now, so you can make armor checks to deflect damage. Where is here we go? Here's Davis Murdoch.
Okay. What was the bonus to my chest?
There's just you get armor stat over your body.
Oh, okay.
And bonus's armor stat will be 6, and it's also conventional. His mask doesn't cover his whole head. It's like literally only a mask. So, but it already gives him he's immune to flashbangs and stuff like that. So, no additional benefits for him because he already has that benefit. So yes, we all drive back to the.
So as me and Bonus are driving, I'm gonna ask him, hey, what was that all about?
Bonus is like, nothing. He's like, Dapper recognized my equipment from and he's kind of trails off and stops his sentence, and he's like, he was interested in how it all worked, so I gave him a little bit of insight and told him where I got it. No big deal.
I see.
I'm gonna make a charisma check for bonus really quick. Okay. Yes, yeah. From what you can tell, he's telling the truth. And yeah, so the car ride, if you don't engage him, he just won't say anything else about anything. Um,
All right.
so we all make it back, all three of us make it back to the Chinese restaurant, the Huang's Little China, everyone's favorite restaurant. So yeah, what has Mr. Oid been doing in the uh, time since we've been going? So I assume he would have gotten here much earlier than we did, given the time required to work on the armor. Is he there?
I don't think he is.
I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
I was just speaking to someone.
I see.
All right, so I guess I've just been around outside this place waiting for the boys to show.
All right. Yeah. So you're just awkwardly sitting outside. I think they've covered like the broken window with like police tape, like caution tape.
Mm.
So it's still like it's just like taped up. It's not like fixed or anything yet. But the restaurant is still operating. It's still open despite the draft that is now running through the place. Um, and hold on. Okay, yeah. So yeah, all three of us show up, and looking more or less the same. Just that we are heavily armored compared to previous.
Yes.
Yeah. So I need to make the stats for the different shotgun shells really quick because different things.
Yeah, I have different shotgun shells now.
Yeah. Well,
I
buckshot, for
have.
example, like buckshot is good against armor, but not good against flesh. Slugs are good against flesh, but not armor. Dragon's breath ignores armor. Tesla ignores armor. Dragon's breath burns you. Tesla just, I don't know, stuns people.
Shocks.
Yeah, and it like shuts down robots. And
Okay.
Flechette ignores armor and does a ton of damage to flesh because it just like pierces you. So yeah, so we were out front of this new restaurant. We all get there. We all pull up with our bikes. It's still raining and stuff.
Hmm. I'm gonna turn to bonus. Hey, do you have any idea on where this clan might be at?
Well, you did get the address. They were going to bring Steve Huang.
Oh yeah.
From the phone.
Yeah. All right, so I got this idea. We should probably check out this location. It might give us the best lead.
And yeah, bonus is like yeah, sure. I don't he's just down for killing people. He doesn't really care what exactly that involves, but.
All right. Well, I'm gonna load into two of my what would this be, what would this shotgun be chambered in?
Well, it's a double barrel or a bubble barrel, so probably like 12 gauge, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I think.
So I'm gonna load before we head off. I'm gonna rack the shotgun forward and load into buckshot, rack it up and sling it over my shoulder.
All right. Yeah, bonus has got his buckshot loaded in that he got stock from the gun. After the hacker tried to kill him with it.
Oh yeah.
Almost killed him with it.
Oh yeah, you almost had your like leg taken off.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So we're sitting. Are we gonna go to the address we received from the phone?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get back in our vehicles in a nice convoy. We drive over to the address. Now this, of course, address is in like the absolute worst part of the city. Like that. Not, I mean, we're probably like bordering what would be referred to in other cyberpunk games as the combat zone, but for our purposes, we're gonna call it a
Oh,
dead
joy.
zone. So
Hey.
yeah, so Alaska Dead Zone exists. Um, so we pull up to the so basically the city. There are no like walls that separate the dead zone from the rest of the city, but you can
Okay.
you can tell when it starts because like it goes from normal ghetto to like war zone.
Super ghetto.
Yeah, like from ghetto, but like still buildings to like shantytown and like craters. So
Okay. So we're talking about basically Cyberpunk Detroit.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. So we're coasting down the street, and we can hear screaming and gunshots, and there's like the barrel fires instead of street lights because the power arc doesn't work in this part of the city. The companies cut it
Yeah.
off, and we hear like a bunch of sirens in the distance, and I think it's and like imagine like the Purge, but like the Purge in Fallout. Like
Okay.
it's really bad. Isn't quite like the outside. We're still in the confines of the city. Just that like the cops
Hmm.
don't come here anymore, so
Hmm.
it's understandably really bad part of town. And we
So
pull
I'm
up.
gonna open up the comms with both of them, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell them keep your eyes open.
yeah. So I'm gonna roll. Random encounter. Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, actually, shit, I forgot I was gonna do that.
Well, you could you had time to do it if you wanted to do something.
All right, basically, seeing as we're just like going in guns blazing, and I assume there will be future occasions to just go in guns blazing. I kind of just don't want to use up all my random civvy disguises on that.
Hmm.
So I was gonna try and invent a new disguise of someone who doesn't actually exist.
Oh boy.
Okay. Wow, I rolled literally the most perfect. Okay, so all right, we're gonna handle this first. Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
All right.
No, not you, Pharaoh, not Pharaoh. Andrew Oid.
Oh, I don't roll an
Three.
intelligence check. With that crit success.
Yeah. So what was rolled? I apologize.
Three. Mine is pretty good, so
9. All right. Yeah.
I think it's still.
Um, yeah, you make a your own like you say invent a person, and I think I'm gonna use that 9 as being like the quality of your like uh the quality of your fake identity, right? So like Carl Oppenheim, for example, is a 10 quality because he's celebrity and you perfectly mimicked him last time. The unnamed intern is going to be a quality of 5 because he's an unnamed intern. And so basically you create like a whole person. You create fake accounts. You create a fake paperwork, like documentation for this person. You go all the way, and in the back of your mind, you're like running these automatic processes to create this fake identity. So what's the name of this fake identity?
Honestly, I kind of want it to be uh, something stupid, like something extraordinarily gimmicky.
Extraordinarily
Hmm.
gimmicky. Okay.
J Dollar.
No. uh,
Creating metas since like 2009.
yeah. Let's see. Futuristic name generator.
You should put in salesman name generator. I think this one would be like a very like you know, salesman name since he wants it to be gimmicky.
Well, like what fake profession does this fake identity have?
Honestly, Hmm.
Door-to-door salesman.
But what is he selling?
Bionic enhancements.
Yeah, it could be anything. People do like lease and rent out bionic enhancements, so that's a possibility.
Sure. Why not?
All right. Let's see. I'm doing some looking, trying to find a good generator for this because that's like we need something like super crazy. You know.
Hold on.
Okay, do we want a name that's nonsensical, preposterous, or ridiculous?
I like preposterous.
Preposterous. All right. Nice. Garbanzo.
What's the name?
I'm gonna send this in the chat, and then I'm gonna type it out for the viewers at home so they know what I'm working with here. Cause this generator is correct, but it says it's looking for some crazy and ridiculous. Because for the core game chat.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh.
So I'm gonna type.
That is an amazing name.
Huh.
Huh? Yeah, that's a good reaction. So his name is Garbanzo. Don
Garbanzo Don
Jibby
Jambo
Jumbo.
Jr. Garbanzo Don Jibby Jumbo Jr.
Is Don? No, Don's his middle name. What's his? I'm gonna find a good nickname. Would be a good like cyberpunk nickname for this guy? I wonder. Let me find some cyberpunk nicknames.
The Bonds.
The Bonds.
It's either that or Garbanzo Bean.
We could call him Bean.
Bean, yes.
Garbanzo, Don, Bean, Jibby Jambo.
That is an absolutely ridiculous name. Almost better than Gustav Malshaka, the Goose.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's,
Certainly.
it's pretty up there, yeah.
This Ninja Animator is my favorite.
Wait, who was your favorite?
I don't know. I like the Goose, but I also like
This one's more ridiculous.
Yeah, this was like less realistic, but that's the whole point, right? So.
Oh yeah.
So, do you happen to have, like a description of Garbanzo Don Jibby Jambo Jr.?
If he's not Cuban, I'm very upset.
I have not, but I will certainly make one now that I know his absolutely amazing name.
Gotta love it. It's great. Wow. Okay. So why you come up with that? So now I get to work on the absolutely perfect random encounter that I rolled. Okay. I'm gonna read this off word for word, the number that I rolled. Okay.
Okay.
So you believe me when I say that, like, this is perfect. I rolled a 47. 47. A player's enemy approaches them and challenges them to end it all once and for all. They offer a time and place for the final showdown.
Oh yeah.
So guess who that's gonna be?
Is it gonna be me?
Well, it's gonna be the brother of the woman we killed in mission 1.
Oh! Oh! Yes! Yes! I get to bare knuckle box this man.
It's just gonna be the same encounter all over again.
Yeah,
I swear.
yeah, pretty probably. I mean, hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully it won't be that way. But you know, here's hoping. So we're coasting through this dead zone, right? And we pass what appears to have at one point been a legal like bar establishment that has since been turned into an illegal bar establishment. So as we pass by, like somebody gets thrown through the window, and you know the bouncers like start like beating this dude literally to death with like a metal pipe, to start beating him like into a pulp. And you know, as we pass, and I think as you know on your motorcycle, you look through the broken window, and you see the guy who had tossed the man through the window is probably mid to late 30s Caucasian man with 2 rickety bionic arms.
Okay.
And he's covered in, you know, blood. His hands are covered in like padded like boxing gloves, basically. And he's like breathing heavily, and he looks through the window. He looks and he makes eye contact with you. And something
My helmet's on, by the way.
Yeah, and something like you can feel the light bulb in the back of his head, like, you know, turn on for the first time in a very long time, I'm sure. And he like squints his eyes, and he recognizes you, and he like runs out of the bar, through the front door, and he runs up to you. And he's like, how would this work? He runs up to you, and he's like, I know who you are, buddy. And he just he stands in front of your motorcycle to keep you from avoiding him, basically. He's just like.
So I'm gonna rev my. I'm gonna sit up on my bike. Oh, do you now?
Yeah. So he like, you know, sneers at you. Ruffles his brow, and he like grips the front of the 2 like big poles of your motorcycle for the front tire, and he grips those, and he leans in close as well, and he's like, I know what you did to my sister.
Huh?
He's like, I know what you did to my sister.
This is more like a Ducati, by the way. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy.
He's like, I know who you are. And then he points to Bonus, and he's like, oh, the whole gang is here apparently. Like, yes, I know that, you know, that you are Pharaoh, and you are Bonus, and you are Carl Oppenheim, and he points to Mr. Oid.
Ooh, he saw right through your disguise.
Yeah.
He saw right through it.
So he's like, I know that you are not random other man who description we do not have yet. I know that you are actually Carl Oppenheim. I know who you are, celebrity man.
I know who you are.
And he's like, I know that you the 3 of you got my sister killed by hacking her robot. I was the first one to see the body. I watched your van that you may or may not have stolen. I watched your van leave the complex, and as I entered, I saw you, and I know that her blood is on your hands, Mr. Farrell. So I challenge you to a boxing match, okay? In 1 week, I want you here in the ring in that place. And he like jabs a thumb over his shoulder back through the broken window. And he's like, and I
on one condition.
Yes.
I'm just gonna plain as day cut him off. I've got one condition that you must abide by to get me to show up there.
It's like, all right.
No augments.
It's like, well, literally my entire arms are meant.
Bionic arms, of course, you idiot. No tricks, just fists.
I'm like, of course. I understand.
If you try anything funny, my friend here is gonna dome you faster than you can say please.
Bonus is just like, huh? What? What's going on?
And I'm gonna point over to Bonus.
But Bonus, like, even though he doesn't know what's going on, he doesn't know who this guy is. He's still like, his first gut reaction is to act tough. It's his one job, so he's just like, he pointed at him, and he's like, what? Oh, and he folds his arms over his chest, and he looks all intimidating and stuff. With a
Got
shotgun
me.
slung over him, and the brother's like, of course. I want to kill you on equal footing. Otherwise, it wouldn't
And I'm gonna
really avenge
hold
my
out my
sister.
hand.
And
I'm gonna hold out my hand for a handshake.
And the guy,
Yes.
he takes his like boxing glove off, and he's got his like bionic hand, and he shakes your. You both have bionic arms, so there's this like big
Yeah.
like clunking like grinding of steel as you shake hands.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, fine. I agree to those terms. 1 week here, 7 o'clock at in nighttime. Okay, you come here. We fight in this ring, for money, for big money. Yes, much money.
Deal.
All right.
Now, if you'll please get out of my way, I'm gonna put my hands back on the throttles,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna like rev my engine.
Yeah, he just like without saying anything else, he's continuing to scowl at you. Yeah, he walks back into the. Actually, no, he walks up to the guy that got thrown through the window, and he lifts him up by the back of his neck, and he tosses him through the other window, and then walks back into the bar.
So as we get ready to go, I'm gonna rev the engine, let the tires like screech behind me, and then take off.
All right. Yes, and then leaving Bonus and the car, with Mr. Oid in it, just kind of like, all right, what was that about? Whatever.
So, by the
So
way,
the
Peter,
comms
you see
between
what
us are still open, right?
Yeah, the con's still open. Yeah. All right. I'm looking. I got the
Long
message. I'm
s-
looking through it now.
Long story short, that's the brother of the one lady
Oh my
we killed.
god. What?
What? What?
Okay.
What? Do I dare?
Okay. Hold
Do
on.
I want to know?
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you another message. Okay.
What is happening?
Okay. So we keep driving, right? And we make it to. So we're really close to the wall, right? So the border between Ryan's town and the
Okay.
like the outside was what it's nicknamed, but it's like the lawless areas of the world outside of the the walls of the city. So we can see this gigantic, probably like 100-story tall, massive wall with like guard towers and spotlights and drones, circling it and stuff. And
All right.
we're so far out into like the sticks of the city that we're in the suburbs. Okay, we've left the big buildings and we're in like the normal looking suburban homes. Now they're still in
Yeah.
shambles because it's still the dead zone, but
Right.
so we're coasting to this address. When we pull up down like a block away, our bonus is like, all right, we need to stop here and like make a plan, right?
All right. So, I'll hack in from the outside and get there. Well, let's just say, blood pumping.
You would just know that there is no electricity in the dead zone. And there's no
That's
internet
unfortunate.
either. The only ways you could get like power or internet here is if like you either made some under the table deal with a corporation to like give you specifically like power, or if you made your own power, or
I have an
you
idea.
built it,
I
basically.
have an idea. I think we're gonna use our little connection at the Hermes packaging plant, or packaging corporation.
All right, yeah, you can if you want to call up the Johnson that you had a mission with last
I
time,
am
you could do that.
definitely calling up the Johnson.
All right, so I think we pull down the block and we stop in front of like a hobo like like tent city kind of area,
Okay.
and we pull up like across the street from there, and we kind of like get out and stop and stuff, and we're like formulating this plan. And you want to call the Johnson from the previous mission.
Yes. So I'm gonna like tap the side of my helmet and get the comms link up, and wait for an answer.
So you call him, and you get his secretary on the phone, who's like, "Oh, Hermes package deploying. Hold on, what's the name of the actual company? It is Hermes package deployers. How may I help you?"
Yes, hi, I'd like to speak to your associate in the office.
She's like, of course. She's like, please hold, and the do 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 do, the little elevator music starts playing in the
Yeah.
background, and probably a couple minutes goes by, but we do, you do get a response, where the Johnson picks up and he's like, "I thought runners were supposed to be clandestine. Why are you calling my place of work?"
Look, this is just the number you gave me.
What do you want?
This is covered by end-to-end encryption, so no one will know you helped. But I need to call in a favor.
He's like, "I already paid you people. What more do you want?"
Look, we did the job for you, we got them back alive. I think that's a little more than you asked for. Now, we need power sent to one of the districts in the dead zone. Just one building.
Okay. So he's like, "I don't handle, like, my company delivers packages. We don't handle electricity. That's a different company. That would be..."
Well, you must be in ties with a lot of people that are higher up on the scales. Could you please get into contact with someone who can handle our power situation and send them this address to send power to?
Make me a charisma check at disadvantage.
Oh, joy! Oh, no, not that. Oh!
Ah!
7. Oh, no.
So he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that." He's like, "If you want me to deliver a package to the address, I'll do that for you."
Look, this is just something we need done, right? We had no obligation to help you, and we did. We even took a lower pay rate than we usually would. So asking you to get into contact with someone who can put a
Click.
little bit
He
of
hangs up.
power to a building.
He's gone. He hung up.
All right. I'm gonna kill him. Uh,
I'm gonna dock him down to one of your contacts now, but as like the lowest reputation points you could possibly have, because he hates us. He didn't like us beforehand, and now he really has a problem with us. So
I don't know where this RP came from, so you have to reorganize that.
all right. I don't even you don't even know his name. I'll just call him the Hermes Johnson, and he
What if
hates.
that's just his name, Hermes Johnson?
His name is just.
That could work.
I mean, it could, but the irony would be too real.
It's fine.
So he hates the PC, but
Corporations exist. This is not a problem.
yeah, hates the PCs, but might be willing to do them a favor if properly incentivized. But like actually hates the PCs. Is the note that I'm writing down for this guy. And then Dapper is the super spy, super British Taylor for the
Pathological liar.
for the rich, who is a pathological liar who wishes to bring about unending summer. I don't know how that gonna play into anything, but you know.
Who knows? Maybe one of these days he'll be like a grand villain.
Maybe.
Behold, all of my suits are actually highly carcinogenic and help in global warming. Wahahaha. And so
Every time you're shot, you release a carcinogenic powder into the atmosphere.
You see? No. Even better. One of these days he's just gonna build like a full sun, and it's just gonna orbit around the Earth,
It's gonna
and
build
we're
the
gonna
sun
have
to
it's
El
just gonna be summer
Jabugu.
everywhere every time.
I mean, he could. Including.
Oh man, the way you said that, just I mean, he could. Like, that's not impossible for him.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, companies do have colonies on Mars and on the Moon and stuff. So if you wanted to build like a death laser, you just could build a death laser. Like, I mean, he personally, I doubt it. He's too small time for that. But if you were to say steal a death laser, then he could use the death laser, right? That's my point is. That's what I'm saying.
So as we stand outside this area, I'm gonna call out my drone and have it like hover next to me.
Sure.
And like get the hands of Anubis ready. And turn to everybody else in the party. Alright. You ready?
I think I am. Now I'm going to switch it to my garbanzo disguise.
Okay, so now you get to describe Garbanzo, Don, Bean, Jibby Jambo Jr. So I'm gonna read this word for word for what Javier just sent me really quick, just so I can get it right. He's Cuban, with dark wild hair. He's got bright green eyes, wearing a bright blue suit blazer, a Hawaiian shirt underneath it,
Oh my god!
jeans and boots. He's wearing a belt that has short chains hanging from the belt that attach to like prescription pill capsules that are full of beans. So they jingle when he walks. First of all, but I want to point out personally. And he
Oh my god.
sometimes appears wearing a wide grinning mask. And that is Garbanzo Don Bean Jibby Jambo Jr. for you.
Garbanzo, Don, Bean,
Jibby Jambo Jr. The last name gets me every time. Last name is
Jibby
great.
Jumbo.
Christ.
Jibby Jumbo Jr.
Who boy. This person is carrying an AK-47 with a grenade launcher underneath it.
And is wearing a smiling mask.
Yeah, what a force to reckon with.
He is the definition of clinically insane.
Yes.
I strike fear into the hearts of my enemies.
As you throw capsules full of beans at them.
So in this state, he should get a weapon called Mexican exploding beans.
Like, well, no,
Where-
that's what he calls his grenades. They're Mexican jumping beans, and they explode.
He should also get a advantage to intimidation.
No, he only gets the advantage if the person knows his name. That's
Oh
that's,
no!
that's,
Oh no!
because the name's the scary
Oh, that's
part, right?
horrible.
The name's the scary part. Okay, I'm gonna write that down on your character sheet right now as a disguise. So the disguise for is this gonna be called Garbanzo Don Bean Jibby Jambo Jr. provides advantage to intimidation checks.
Only when his name is known.
Yeah, when the target knows the user's name.
Do you have any idea who I am?
Do you know who I
I
am?
am
He's Cuban.
Garbanzo
I am Garbanzo.
Don Chibi Jumbo Junior.
They call me the jumping bean. And
They
shoots him in
call
the head
me
with a
the
grenade.
Cuban Brew.
Christ. Yeah.
He should have a lot of AKAs.
All right. So, yeah. Now that this transformation has appeared before our eyes in a semi-terrifying, horrible transformation, as a robot friend becomes the horrifying hell monster known as Garbanzo Don Dubijambo Jr.
Oh my god. Alright, let's get busy.
Alrighty. So, so you're just gonna like walk up to this building and just like open fire?
Kick in the doors. Kick in the doors.
Okay. So we walk up down the street, down the middle of the street, because of course we gotta be cool like that. And you approach the address, and it has a porch to it, a front porch with a few chairs and stuff. There are 6 gangsters sitting on the front porch, smoking. A couple of them are playing dice, and they're all yelling all talking in Cantonese, or like Mandarin and stuff, because they're
I
Chinese.
think this is a primo setting to, blast away Garbanzo.
Alright. Will I be taking the first action?
I think this would be a primo opportunity to use one of those grenades.
I mean, if you just wanted to open fire, yeah, you could get the surprise round off on them, or you could try to talk to them. I don't know. I don't care.
Actually, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. I'm gonna walk up the porch, guns brandished.
Do you walk up and a couple of the guys they stand up from their chairs, and they like put their hands on your chest, and they're like, "Whoa there, buddy, where do you think you're going?"
I believe you have a friend of ours in your custody.
Like, a friend of yours? It's like,
Does the name Steve Huang ring a bell?
and they all start cackling maniacally a little bit. They're like, "Oh yeah, Steve, you remember Steve? He was a pretty cool dude. He's not here anymore, but
Well, we're here to take him back."
It's like, well, you're hitting up the wrong castle, my friend.
I think you'll let us in.
And the two
Alright.
guys that are talking to you, they like you, they like give each other like a look, and then they look to you, and they're like, "We don't think so."
See my friend over there?
Who do you point to?
The man with the smiling mask?
Of course. And they're like, "Yeah."
I think his grenade launcher is gonna have something to say about that if you don't.
Oh, actually, I'm going to walk up to this dude that Kyra was talking to, and I'm gonna go, "So, you see, I am Garbanzo, and I, Garbanzo, have a little bit of problem with people who do not respect my friends, you see," and I'm gonna take out one of my grenades disguised as a fucking bean capsule. I'm gonna shake it around and go, "And you see, I have these beans, my Mexican jumping beans. I'm not Mexican, just to be clear.
I'm
Imported."
Cuban, it's fine, but it's the Mexican beats.
And I'm going to put it in the grenade launcher, and I'm going to put the barrel of the gun up to his chest. I'm going to go, "And you see, if you do not respect me and my friends, I think me and my beans will have a little bit of a problem with it."
Bonus is standing like on the sidewalk behind the both of you, just like laughing to himself, like his head is in his hands. He's just like, oh my god. Um, so make me a charisma check, yeah, at advantage because you're intimidating.
4.
4. That's enough. So the so you say this stuff, and the poor Chinese kid who's like early 20s, he like looks up to you with the gun pressing against his chest, and he's just like, no, the beans, no. And I'm gonna roll 1d4. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm gonna roll
God.
1d4. Let's see what happens. Nice. He books it. He runs. He just like, oh, don't hurt me, man. And he just and he dives. He dives over the railing of the front porch and leaps the fence into the next yard over. And you hear him. He's running. And the other 5 guys, they'll have like pistols, or, like knives. One of them has like a big lead pipe, and they're like, they have roll initiative. Yeah, I can't.
I think you're gonna let us in now.
This is time to roll initiative. What do the gangbangers get? They get 8 plus 5, 13. What does bonus get? Oh, boy's got a 10.
I got a 6.
Bonuses.
Got a 6 plus a 5.
Bonus gets a 16. So you get a 6 plus 5, you said?
6 and 5,
So
yes.
that's 11.
Agility and 6.
Yeah, so
Agility's 5.
What does Fixer get total?
1 moment. I'm currently looking at my stat. That's going to be a 13.
Oh, wow.
You matched with the gangbangers, all right. But bonus is the first 3. So these guys all draw their assorted weaponry, and is still probably a bit like laughing to himself. And he is just gonna be like I think he would be crying if the mask weren't on his face to keep him from like whipping his face off, or whipping his tears away. But he's crying of laughter underneath the mask. And he reaches into his newly armored trench coat, and he draws his big high caliber handgun, and he's gonna point towards the nearest random henchman, and he's gonna fire my bullets, but I missed. Actually, he does miss. I'm pretty sure. No,
Did you miss?
It's a bare hit. It's a graze. It's a match. So he does 4d100 damage. Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Oh,
Missed one.
Hold on. Let me re-roll these. Oh, that's a d12. That's a d10. Oh god. Okay. Roll. 90, 40. Yes, he kills him. So he draws his pistol and and this bolt goes right through this the dude the 2 guys talking to Cairo, one of whom fled in terror, of Garbanzo Don Bean Jibby Jambo Jr. And his full name I will always use when referring to him, by the way, like this Mexican guy from the K3 campaign. And
So Cody,
the second guy, he bonus braces his gun, and he just and he blasts.
Quick
his
interruption,
chest.
but look at this miracle that I've pulled off.
Wow.
It is just sitting there.
I'm gonna leave that there.
Yeah, that's gonna be our good luck choice.
Yeah, it's locked in place now. So yeah, so this dude, he gets his bullet goes right through his like muscle shirt covered, tattoo smattered chest as he just is gets blown backwards onto like against like the front door, and like smacks against the door and like slides down. There are 4 enemies left. Up next is Fixer. Mr. Oid.
Alright, so Garbanzo, Don Bean, Jibby Jambo Jr., raises his gun. He's gonna spray and pray.
Nice. All right. So are you aiming at all of them or one of them or?
I'm going to try and hit multiple targets.
How many?
Yeah, because you can fire 4 times.
There's what, 4 of them left?
Yeah. No, it's for those. Yeah, 4 of them left. Yeah.
All right. Give me a moment, and I will roll those 4 checks for you.
They write a -1 as well. So
All right.
Those check for you.
7,
that's a pass.
9.
Pass.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a 1.
Oh.
Fail.
It's a 3.
And the 3 is a -1 to a 2, so it does fail as well. Okay, so you do hit 2 of them. So roll. I believe that does 3d100 damage, right? Something like that. So roll the 3 twice.
3 D100.
Yep, twice. One per goon.
That's 150 for the first one.
Number 1 is dead. Kabam.
Oh, and that's 220 for the second.
Oh my god!
Wow. So you just bring your gun to bear against the guys who are playing cards, and you just
And he domes like one of the neighbors.
yeah, and he gets the first guy, and he kills him like almost perfectly. He just right to the chest, right to the chest. And the second dude, you hit him in the head, and his head pops like a water balloon, and his body slumps on the table of cards, and the cards fly up into the air, and it's really epic. The 2 other guys playing cards, however, are unscathed, as the rounds like smash into the chairs and the walls of the porch, the floorboards. Next is the enemy's turn. One guy has a lead pipe who's gonna run over and try to clobber Cairo, I think. He's close there.
He's gonna, excuse you? I'm gonna dodge this.
Yeah, we can dodge this. Need to get higher than a 5.
Alright.
Ooh.
Oh!
Ooh, it's a match. This is tough. Make me a luck check.
Okay.
So I can't decide if this will hit or not.
8.
Okay.
Oh!
So no. So the guy runs over and you're still like trying to figure out what's going on. So this guy he clips the lead pipes on the ear of the Anubis helmet, and it just like sparks go everywhere, just like ching, as he like barely misses you. Second guy, he's a pistol. He's going to try to put 2 rounds into Garbanzo, I think.
Ooh, bold move.
Who can't dodge because we're in this universe and can't dodge bullets because we're nerds.
Woody Mao.
We have armor though, so who cares? All right, one round misses, other one does hit. Feel free to make your armor check, which you should have an armor of 5. Yes, so if you get 5 or higher, you take no damage.
3.
3. All right, you do take
Ooh.
2d100 damage as this bullet impacts your metallic hull that has been hidden by Garbanzo Don Bean. You take 90 points of damage down to 210. Still more health than either of us do, so you're still doing fine.
Alright, I'm going to fire 2 shots each of the Hands of Abyss.
Alright.
So I'm using both pistols, 2 for each.
Okay, so that's 4 shots, the 2 sets at the
Minus 1.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. So 2 of those hit.
So those 2 hit.
So this one hits. These two do. Need 2d100 for each shot.
So I'll get. That's a d20. I will get.
Oh, 140.
So that guy is dead. So you just.
Well, this one's a second shot.
Yeah.
90 and 30, 120.
So dude number 1 is very dead.
$80.
80. And then the second pair. Nice.
100 even.
So yeah, so you draw your two guns. You put 2 rounds into each of the remaining, goons, and they both go down, sputtering and spewing crimson.
Nice.
Crescent. No, I'm kidding. It is blood. They are dead. Initiative is out for now anyway. There will be more. Do not fret.
All right. I'm gonna turn to bonus and tell him to get back. Garbanzo, would you care to launch one of your beans at the door?
Sure, why not? I'll take a couple steps back and off it goes.
Okay. You don't need to make a check for this because you're aiming at a static object. Yeah, roll me the 5d100.
Ooh. Whoever's on the other side of this door is gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Last one. That was like 340.
God.
340. Okay, so you take a couple steps back and you thump, and this Mexican jumping bean grenade capsule slams into the door, this wooden door, and it blows. I'm gonna have to do so. Okay, it blows the door away, totally gone, destroyed, splinters. It destroys part of the wall. It destroys. It blows into one of the bedrooms in this building. It blows into one of the closets. It damages the staircase leading to the second floor. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this grenade, destroys like an eighth of the first story of this building.
Jeez.
It probably damages the second floor too. So it's and it blasts this massive hole. I need to make an agility check disadvantage for the poor schmuck in the bedroom you blew a hole into to see if he survives this. Okay, he does manage to dive out of the way. So this massive explosion erupts and blows this hole in the wall of this front of this house, and like there's like fire like in the place. There's a bunch of smoke everywhere. And,
We need to do a check for Wong.
yeah, well, you might have just killed him. No, I'm kidding. You didn't kill him. You find his just like his maimed corpse. No. So the smoke is just like distorting your view and stuff. So yeah, you hear screaming coming from inside, like yelling coming from inside this building.
How many people are actually dead?
Well, none actually. One almost died, but none have died yet. But you woke up the whole neighborhood with that, so.
Well, we are assaulting this place with military-grade weapons, so...
Yeah.
Alright. Time to get to work.
Alright, so yeah, Bonus is gonna whip out his shotgun, and he's gonna. Are you like who's gonna take point in this? Who's going where? Who's doing what?
I think I'll have Bonus take point with my drone following behind him. And then I'll go, and then Andrew can bring up the rear.
All right, our mortar team is gonna be in the rear. Okay, so Bonus, he reaches back into his on his bike and he picks up his shotgun and he, the viewers,
I'm gonna also sling around my double barrel.
yeah, so your viewers won't be able to see the layout of this building, but I can. So Bonus, okay, so where do you want Bonus to go? The hole in the wall leading into the bedroom, or through the front, what used to be the front door?
Bonus, go clear the bedroom. Me, Andrew, take the front door. I'll let you bring my drone with you.
All right, so yeah, so Bonus like got it, and he, he like takes point, and his whole like posture changes. Usually he's very relaxed, even in like combat, he's usually very confident and relaxed. But now he like tenses up and he gets into like a professional position, and he like crouch walks into the smoke screen that this massive explosion has caused. He walks into the bedroom. I need to make 2 initiative rolls, one for Bonus and one for the random henchman. Wow, henchman gets much worse than Bonus. So Bonus, so you guys don't see this happen, but Bonus disappears into the smoke. You hear a ha, and then a poof.
We also need to add initiative for my drone.
Oh yeah, your droney boy. I'll put that underneath you. Wasn't that? It's called the Ankh, right?
Yes.
So, give me. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. So that gunshot goes off. Bang, bang, bang. You guys take point walking into the through the hole in the doorway, and after passing one. So so you walk down. The wall to your left has been basically entirely destroyed. And the floor,
Okay.
like this building is on like stilts. You know how it was like the crawl space underneath the building.
Yeah.
The front porch, it's cut in half. It's gone. Let them. You've destroyed this house. Very disappointing. The property value is plummeting right now.
Hey, you know what?
If it wasn't already,
There
in
is
the
no
90s.
property value.
Yeah, true. There's nobody who wants to live here. So you pass one door on your left, and you come out into the living room that is covered in smoke. I need you, Pharaoh, to make me an endurance check. Cairo does not, because he's a robot, so he's immune to drugs.
I am Cairo.
Oh, sorry.
Onk.
The robot doesn't need to make. No robots need to make checks against him because.
5. Endurance of 5.
All right, so you feel a bit woozy walking in here.
But I like shake it off.
Yeah. So there is, in here, there is a couch, a big flat screen TV that looks way nicer than anything else in this house. The couch is like torn up.
Well, I'm also wearing my mask, so.
Yeah. So there's a big coffee table in front of the couch with a massive, like opium pipe, like hookah, on it. And
Okay.
there is. Let me just get my 1d4. All right, you roll 1d4 for the number of people. Wow. There's one poor sap high off his balls, sitting on this couch watching a random TV show in here, and he doesn't even react to you walking in.
Wait, quick question, Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Would that show happen to be JITV's Pribs, featuring Carl Hoffenheim?
Roll me a luck check at advantage, please.
Alright. While we're figuring that out,
8.
I'm gonna deliver 1 round of buckshot right to this poor sap's skull.
Yeah. So, yeah, you do that.
So like we walk in, I have the double barrel in one hand. I switch off hands and just boom.
Yeah, this is like a coup de grace, so that you just insta kill him.
I don't even
Basically.
know how much damage it does.
Oh, it would do so at point blank range it does 5d100 damage,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but that changes depending on the ammunition you have primarily.
I have
Um,
buckshot.
yeah, so that's one round. Bam, coup de grace. You just play it to like his chest and just poof, and he like the couch tips over backwards and stuff, and he goes flying with a big gaping hole in his torso. He is big dead. Very, very big.
I'm now
big
going
dead.
to eject that one shell and let the like.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep track of ammo counts, by the way, because it costs money.
Okay. So
So
yeah, I'm gonna eject that shell and put in a another buckshot.
so you were down to, well, you bought 5 so you had 6. You're down to 5 again. Okay.
Yeah.
Bonus is down to 7 buckshot in his gun. No, yeah, he's always done to 7 buckshot. We've done 15 buckshot in total.
Yeah.
And he is in not Cairo, Jesus, Fixer. I'm just keeping track of ammo
Andrew
totals.
is down to 2 more beans.
Yeah, so Andrew's got 2 more. So I'm gonna do Fixer ammo. His gun has 26 rounds in it in the mag. But he has like 196 in total left. And then 2 more Mexican jumping bean grenades.
Dakota.
2 grenades. Okay. So yeah, you kill that dude. Boom, gone. There is 2 doors leading from this living room, not including the one that you passed to get in here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have Andrew. So we'll come back down, and we'll let Bonus clear out the first floor. Me and Andrew are gonna clear up the second floor.
All right, so you go up. So you walk back towards the hole in the wall, and you have to like kind of like just like jump over the broken staircase and stuff like that to kind of get to solid footing. You make the
Yes.
second floor. There are 4 doors here, one in each direction.
All right. First door. Where's the nearest door to me?
Nearest door to you. Well, if you walked in the center of this like part. No, 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 no. The door to the south or the west, they're like equidistant from you, basically.
All right. Guess to the south.
Wow, you went right to the boss, huh? Okay. So
I'm kicking in the door.
so you kick in the door, and is Fixer going to accompany you, or no?
Fixer, are you coming with me?
But yeah, that was the split we had, right?
Yeah.
I have to roll enemies for a bonus to face off against. Okay.
Yeah.
So these guys
Well,
are
Fixer and Ankh.
well, yeah, but yeah, bonus and Honk, yeah.
Or Bonus and Ankh.
So this room, and then we need another 1d4 of incapacitated junkies. 3. Okay, so there's 2 guys. Okay, so I'm gonna need Ankh and bonus to roll initiative for me.
Okay. That's a 2. Ankh would have, I think, 1 better agility than I do.
So you have like a 7, right?
Yeah, he's got like a 7.
So
Wait, no, then he's got 2 better than I have, so he's at
a 6.
9.
And then bonus got a 5 plus 6, got an 11, I think.
Did you really write what a god?
Yeah.
That's
And
hilarious.
then the enemies, the two guys that are even in here, they get an 11. So I'm gonna do enemies number 1. And they get an 11. And then enemies number 2. Did I hit caps lock? I did hit caps lock. Gosh darn it. Okay, so. And then you kicked on the door on the 2nd floor. So combat will start at like the same time, basically. And there is me. I need to roll another d4. Oh yeah. A lot of d4s.
Wait, what is there?
Alright, so you and
2.
Mr. Oid kick down this door and you walk into a master bedroom. On the bed is in like a 30, like mid to late 30s, heavily tattooed Chinese guy in bed with 2 women of the night. And when you kick the door down, everybody jumps up and they're all like, oh, what's going on? And the
So
guy.
as soon as the door hits the ground, I'm aiming the double barrel at them, and moving to the side to let Andrew come in. So we have the surprise, right?
Well, he's not like the guy that you see is not putting up a fight. He's unarmed. He's just he fell out of his bed from surprise. He's just like and then like, ba-dump. You know, he's on the ground. He says like, oh. He has his hands up and he's like, no, don't shoot me, don't shoot, please. And like the women are like screaming. Downstairs.
I'm now putting the back of the barrel to his head.
Downstairs, we have a combat to resolve.
Yes.
So this room is heavily filled with smoke. There is 3 like street clothes wearing junkies in chairs in this room, just totally blasted out of their minds. And there are 2 armed men in here, one of whom has like a micro Uzi, the other one who has like a baseball bat. Bonus and the enemies act first. So Bonus acts first because he's a hero character. So Bonus with his shotgun, it's a 2-round burst shotgun. But they can only target 1 person at a time, I think. Let me double check that. I forget. I know it's burst fire shotgun. Yes, for two.
Oh, Ankh can heal people.
Yeah, he's a little support drone with a little pistol on him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bonus is gonna aim at one of the guys and he's gonna. So he fires twice at a -2 to hit because it's a shotgun, and burst fire shotguns are not necessarily conventional. He misses 1. That's good enough though because it's still a 7. He still has a perception of 7. So this would be short range. This is 4d 100 damage. Yep. Wow. 240 damage. So it is, and one shot like goes wide and it slams into like one of the empty chairs in the room, and the second one like blasts this like gangster and like right in the chest and gets like his one of his arms like is blown off, and he's just like, oh.
Yeah.
He got really overkilled. Enemy number 2.
All right, so now it's the next guy's turn.
Yeah, enemy number 2. Enemy number 2 is going to he's the lead pipe guy, or the baseball bat guy. He's gonna run up to Bonus and is gonna try to whack him with a baseball bat.
Oh, wait until Ankh fires 2.
All right. So Bonus, grab the baseball bat, and Bonus is going to use his reaction to dodge and then counter with his fists, which is he would catch the baseball bat with his metal arm, so he'd be punching with his basic hand, which is 1d4 times 10 damage. Bam! So he slaps the guy across the face. And he just catches it and just So
All right, Onk, let's go.
yeah, those 2 shots
2
at
shots.
-1 per. His perception is listed, I think.
It doesn't say there's a disadvantage to the shots.
No, because he's a stabilized drone.
Mm-hmm. So there is no disadvantage to both. Perception of it's 2 higher than mine.
Well, it would just be like it's independent from you.
Oh yeah. My perception 7, his would probably be an 8. So I got a 2 and a 7.
2 and a 7. The 2 matches, but obviously that does miss because it's like if you match 7
Alright,
does
yeah.
definitely hit for sure. That's 2d100 damage.
Ah,
Wow.
50.
So it's bang bang, and one shot goes into the floor. Other shot clips his dude in like the side. He is severely injured now. I have to make a check to see if he remains conscious. No. So he just like he's like trying to get his baseball bat free from Bonus's metal grips, and he gets shot in the side. And he's just like,
By this tiny flying drone.
yeah, just he's like, oh! And he just lets go of the bat, and he just boom falls unconscious. So
So as Bonus turns to look at the drone, it like displays like an AR image of like the Anubis chibi like with a thumbs up.
Nice, yeah. So
All right.
yeah, and then Bonus, he's gonna spend his second shot to just bang with a bit of pistol kill the Kode, the unconscious gangster. Because he's not taking any chances.
All right. Back to the upstairs scene, I guess.
All right. Yeah. So upstairs scene, all this gunfight's going on downstairs. You guys can hear the gunfire, of course. This opulently dressed older Asian man in like a highly decorative like silk bathrobe. He's like on his knees on his dirty floor. Like don't shoot, hands in the air. And the 2 hookers are like screaming in the corner of the room, like freaking out, understandably so.
Tell me what I want to know.
He's like, what do you want? What do you want?
Where is he?
And the guy's like, I took him to the docks to send him out to China.
Call your friends. Tell them to hold him there and don't send him or we will kill you.
And he's like, yes, of course. And he's like, I'm gonna reach into my my like drawer or like bag to get my phone.
No, you don't.
Like,
You can use my comm link.
Well, that's super suspicious, but okay. So he calls his buddies up, and they're like, oh, what do you want? And he's gonna make a charisma check at disadvantage to try to convince them to withhold Steve Huang.
Oh yes!
Okay, so this guy, he got 9 and an 8. Jeez, that was almost a 2. I was almost gonna be so happy, but no. So, he's like, oh, like hold him. He's like, I found a buyer in the States that wants him, right? And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. So they're like, we'll hold him here. We can have a guy pick him up, whatever. And then the gang banger hangs up and gives you your communicator back. And he's like, there, I did what you want. Okay, I did what you want.
Yeah, I know you did. Boom, boom.
Cold.
I was expecting that.
Yeah, so was I, to be fair, but...
Yeah, you did. And now we don't need you anymore.
Yeah, that's just... I'll mark down the 2 shells that you... The 2 other shells you use. So you're down to 3 buckshot, but he is...
So he's like looking down at the floor as like he looks up, it's just...
Yeah. two barrels at once, just kaboom, and his head is gone. What do you do with the two hookers that are standing there?
Get out of here!
They're both like, ah, and they're like yelling in Cantonese or whatever, and they like run past you guys and downstairs.
All right, let's get the hell out of here and go pick him up.
All right, so yeah, so you walked right back downstairs. Most of the gangbangers that were in here have fled because Bonus has been walking through here like a Terminator, shotgunning people to death. So
Along with the mini drone.
yeah, so like, you know,
Real Skynet like.
yeah. So you walk downstairs and Bonus is there. You see him and he is taking his knife to like the big like ear drug hookahs and he like just smashing them all up.
All right, it's time to go. We need to go pick him up now.
Bonus is like, all right, cool, and he just puts his knife back in his boot sheath and then walks outside back towards his hover bike.
Andrew,
Yes.
I think
do
you
you
mean
think you could replicate
Garbanzo.
one of these gangbangers?
I'll just need a moment to scan one of them.
All right.
All right, you can use one of the guys outside. You would be able to have used leader, but you shot his head off, so that's no longer an option. Yeah, but you can find like one of the random goons and just like take his face. So I will mark
Cool.
that down on your list of identities. So yeah, it takes like
All right.
2 minutes, 5 minutes
So
to do that.
what's the name of this gang again?
This is the
The Malfu clan.
Malfu clan. Sound like rappers, but they're not. Malfu clan. Henchmen. Henchmen. Unnamed Malfu clan henchmen. This guy's integrity will be a 5 as well because
Nice.
So
All right.
we head
Well,
off
let's
to
get
the
going.
docks then.
Yeah.
All right. So we head off to the docks. It takes probably, an hour drive. It is probably like a little bit after midday, a little bit after lunchtime. When you pull up to like the big, the gated fence checkpoint to enter into the industrial like dockyards or whatever for the address that you were given, and there is a what company would own this place? Probably, actually, I know. You walk up, well, like coast your bikes up, our bikes and car up, and on the security checkpoint that like controls like the fence gate is the insignia for Hermes package deployers.
So, Pharaoh's not going to show it. He is absolutely livid.
Now, you don't know if it's the Johnson's fault that this trafficking system is running out of one of the dockyards of his company, but seeing as Hermes is like the world's biggest transportation and delivery company, it just makes sense that this would be owned by them.
Yeah. All right. Let's go.
So you
All
walk
right,
to the
so
front gate, and the guard is like reading a hollow mag, which is like a tablet, like an iPad, pre-programmed with magazine stories on it and stuff, basically. And you walk up to the front window, and he's like, this fat, probably late 40s, big graying mustache. He's like, what can I do for you?
We're here to pick something up from the docks.
Like, all right, can I get your name?
What should I use, Pharaoh or Cairo?
It's up to you. How much evidence do you want to leave behind?
We're with the. See, now would he know that those guys that are in there are with the clan?
Well, seeing as this guy is the guard for the human trafficking operation, probably.
We're with the clan.
He's like, all right, and he just like, taps the button, and the big fence slides aside, and you can drive through.
All right. So we're gonna go in
Alright.
convoy style. My bike in front, Andrew in the middle, and then Bonus in the back.
Hmm.
So at this point, I'm probably gonna switch from Garbanzo to the henchman.
Nice.
So you do that, no problem. And you pull up to one of the warehouses that are here, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think so. There's this big shipping warehouse, and one of the big garage doors is wide open, and there are a couple of clan gangsters out front and smoking cigarettes, whatever. It is still raining because of course it's raining. But they're outside smoking, and you see like in the warehouse through the big garage doors are a bunch of big cargo containers that are just like being patrolled by another group of like 4 gangsters with like shotguns
Yeah.
and rifles and stuff. They're well armed.
All right. Well, now's your time to shine. Get out and make the deal.
Alright, so
Make sure it's him though, and I'm gonna send him a picture.
Yeah, you can.
okay. So should I take Bonus with me?
That's up to you.
This is you.
Oh, actually, yeah, I'll take Bonus. And when we start talking, I'm going to say Bonus. Well, I say this to Bonus that you're going to be a dude from our buyer in quotation marks.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna kind of shuffle up to these dudes. I'm gonna actually shit. Oh well, I guess that's something to learn for the future. But I guess I'll just wave and I'll go, hey.
Hey, it's me.
Hey!
It's me, Vinny. Hey,
Hey!
how are you?
Hey! Hey!
Jesus. Yeah. So you like a real Chinese gangster would, and speak in an Italian accent. And you.
Yes,
Yeah.
precisely.
And yeah, you walk up, and then the 4 guys that are like patrolling these cargo containers. One of them is like dressed in like a suit. He's unarmed, but he's dressed in a very nice, like oriental, detailed, like floral pattern. And he,
Does he have a Fu Manchu?
yeah, got nice long facial hair, a bionic eye, bionic hand, and he's like, yes, of course. It's like, are you the buyer that I don't know, Chan spoke of? His name's Chan. And Bonus is like, yes. He's gonna make a charisma check to convince this guy. So, Bonus is like,
I don't know.
yeah, Bonus is like, yes, I am, the guy that, you were told was here for, the kid, Steve Huang.
Should have brought Cairo.
Yeah. And because Kara's still back by his bikes, like probably like if you wanted to give like a foot, probably like 100 feet away. He's pretty far. And yeah, so the Oriental dude, the leader of this like operation, is like, I would have to verify your credentials. Please come to my office. And he like gestures to like the second floor of the warehouse, like the balcony. And he's just like walking up towards the stairs, and Bonus is gonna like look towards Fixer and be like, what do I do?
Well, I'm gonna look at him. I'm just gonna, shrug. But at the same time, I'm going to establish a comm link with him.
Okay, yeah, so you establish, you're open the comm link, and he like answers the phone and stuff, and he's like, what do I like? Do I follow him?
Just go. This was perhaps a mishap on my part, but I'll just feed you some wine.
So I'm in the comm link, right?
Well, if Fixer had to establish one with Bonus, I would assume no. You can establish one with Cairo now if you wanted to, but up to the choice of
At this point, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So
So is he gonna like explain the situation to me?
So I will say, so Cairo, I realize now I probably should have brought you instead of Bonus, but it's all
Hmm.
right. He's going to go speak with one of the higher ups for some sort of credentials check. Do you
Have him
think?
give them his actual credentials and tell him that he's a representative hired by the corporation that's buying him. Apparently,
Bonus
our
should be
friend
in this link
Bonus,
as well,
yeah, I'm here.
right?
apparently,
Bonus is
Bonus
in there,
has some very high up friends that I don't know about.
and Bonus, who's still in the
Or,
call and can hear what you're saying, is like, "What? No, I don't." He's just like,
or at least you have some criminal sway.
he's like, "Oh, well,
So
yeah."
just give them your actual identity.
He's like,
Tell them you're a mercenary, and that's
okay.
the end of it.
And he's gonna start walking up the stairs, clunking his heavy combat boots on the graded floor, and none of you see this because, of course, you're not there. But he walks into the office, and I think he's just gonna give the dude his like street name. He's like, oh, I'm Bonus. I work for the corporations. Blah blah blah. He's gonna do his advantage because he does hold criminal sway. He does so
Ooh,
successfully, and the guy's like, oh, of course. And then Bonus is like, after a couple minutes goes by, he like you hear his like comlinks, speak up again, and he's like, wow, like, are we actually gonna pay for him, or are we just gonna like what's the plan here?
tell them that their payment will come in 2 to 4 business days, but we require the boy now.
That's a charisma check disadvantage to convince this leader dude. Is that enough? That might not be enough. No, it's not enough.
All right, fine. Give them a down payment and I'll reimburse you.
Okay, so bonuses. So I'm gonna roll.
I'm gonna send him $1,000 from me,
Hmm.
and I think Andrew should also send him something as like a down payment.
I wonder how much would it cost to buy a person? This is the question.
This is the
Probably,
question. First we had organs, now we have a
yeah,
whole human.
yeah, probably like $2,000 to buy a human.
I'll send him 1,000.
All right,
I can chip in the other half if need be.
all right, yeah, because okay, so you can. Kyra will. So you're down to 11.5 collars, and Mr. Oid is down to like 28 or something like that. Yeah, no, 27.7. So you still both got money. So you both send him the cash, and he's like, "All right, yeah, here you go." And he, AR like PayPal's this dude the money, and training guy's like, "Ah, much appreciated, sir, Mr. Bonus. I'm glad to have you working with us." And he's like, "Come this way," and he leads him back out the office. And has Cairo like approached Fixer? Well, what has Fixer been doing while this is
Uh,
going on? Has he been talking
I'm
to the
gonna tell
gangbangers?
Bonus that I'm gonna come with him.
Well, I think the first question is, do I speak Cantonese? Whatever these guys are talking in.
Well, you're a robot, so you could probably tap into like Google Translate and like auto translate, right?
Okay.
So if you want to speak in Cantonese, you can. It probably it won't sound like you're fluent, but like you'll be able to speak in Cantonese. It'll be, Google Translate busted scuffed translation, but you can do
I would just leave it where it lies.
it. Yes.
I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna lean against some boxes or whatever, waiting for the deal to be done. I guess I'm not going to make any attempt to speak unless someone talks to me first.
Yeah, the other guys don't care. They're just like not gonna say anything to you. What is Cairo doing in this like 2 minute
So
period?
I'm gonna talk through the comlink. Have him wait up, and I'll come with you just to make sure. South.
Well, and the bonus is like, well, who do I claim you are?
Another associate.
Okay, that's another charisma at disadvantage. Oh my god! Oh, 2 and a 1. Oh boy. Okay.
Oh,
So
jeez.
bonus is like, another like associate from the corporation wants to come and like appraise the merchandise and make sure that it isn't damaged, and the leader looks horribly offended, and is like, what? How dare you think that I would damage my property? I am a reputable businessman, yada yada yada. And he how would this insult? He's like, I want to meet this other representative to give him a piece of my mind.
Fine. I'm gonna approach Bonus from my bike.
Hmm. So you walk up, and what's funny is that even though like you wanted to be able to watch the deal and like appraise Mr. Huang, but like Bonus failed the check so hard that the guy is now so insulted that he wants you to watch it anyway, just because so that he can prove to you that he's reputable. Basically, it's pretty funny. So he's like, so you walk over and he's like, how dare you believe that I would damage my property unnecessarily, and how like
I'm
I'm
gonna
a trusted businessman.
I'm gonna like bow to him and say, look, I did not mean it as an insult. My boss just wants to make sure the young man can perform tasks as intended. Please, not mean any disrespect. Just a business courtesy.
And the guy's like, all right, well, whatever. And he walks over to one of the cargo containers, and he like whistles, like with his fingers. And one of the guys walks through with a big old crowbar, and clinks the door open. They move the big like levers and stuff, and the door opens. And inside, I'm gonna roll a nice d20. There are 7 assorted, men and women in this crate of all varying ages, from like teenager to, well, mid to 20s. And Steve is the only guy locked in this cargo container. Everybody has their like wrists like chained to the walls of the cargo container, and they all look horribly disheveled and dirty and sweaty and gross and tired. Um, and the doors are opened, and the Chinese, like the boss, he talks to the goon in Mandarin or Cantonese, whatever you want. And
Does he have like a bag over his head?
no, you can see him. He's and he's like just the goon in Cantonese, and the guy walks over and unchains Steve, who's like his arms like droop limply, as his was obviously been shattered beyond compare. He's obviously been beaten. He's like got like a black eye and a busted lip. He looks horribly tired and like exhausted, and the goon just drags him by like the back of his shirt and just like drags him along the floor and like tosses him out of the cargo container. And then as he goes to shut the containers again, the women start like screaming for help and stuff, and they're it's depressing because it's human trafficking and yada yada yada. And then they close the doors again, and he locks the levers in place, and he puts the lock back on it, and he like kicks Steve back into consciousness, and Steve's like and he's
So
like
Cairo's gonna pick him up. I think our business is done here.
I'm gonna make a willpower check for bonus to resist straight up murdering these people.
Don't do it.
Great! My favorite number is a low one. So as you say, like as you pick
Can
Steve
I
up,
do? Can I try a charisma check?
well, so okay, so as you pull Steve up, his like he seems so limp and like exhausted, he can't stand, right? Like he's like you like pick him up and he just like falls back down again, so you have to like carry him over your shoulder basically, or like support his weight for him to let him
Yeah.
walk, because he is
Come on,
you
help
can't.
me with him.
All right, yeah, make me a charisma check at disadvantage for me.
All right.
Nice. A 2, even worse than what. So bonus, he is visibly vibrating in rage right now. His guns are still in place, but he is visibly vibrating.
Okay, I'm gonna do this again at double disadvantage.
All right, fine. find out what his advantage. The first time this rule's been used so far.
Oh!
Two.
Triple.
No, not triple disadvantage. You're not gonna keep. You're lowering your chances of success every time you do.
I know. But there has to be a roll where I at least. Oh no!
Oh, nope, that's it. You get a natural one. Bonus. He's his anger because he has big issues with human trafficking, like the abuse of women and children, stuff like that. Because while he has a loose moral compass, he does have a moral compass. It points south sometimes, but it's there. So he is going to grab the face of the boss and slam his head into the cargo container for a solid 1d 100 damage. Wow. So he just clang. He draws his pistol with his spare hand, and he's gonna shoot the goon that's next to him.
All right. I'm not even getting into combat. I'm
Yep.
getting the hell out of here with Steve.
Good old Steve Huang. It's a miss roll. Neo. Oh boy. Yeah, so he smacks this dude's head and pins him to the cargo container. He draws his gun and fires and kills the crowbar wielding goon. And there are, I believe there are, okay, so there's 6 minus 2. There's 4 left, 2 of whom are outside, 2 of whom are inside. What does Fixer do? Seeing Bonus just suddenly
So
stab
I
in his-
hear.
Go crazy.
So wait, I'm inside of this, right?
Yes. You're like, yeah. Like
You're in the
wall.
warehouse.
Yeah. You can see this going on.
All right. So I'm going to wait for a second and see how the other guys react.
The other henchmen will react by trying to open fire. So we all get to roll initiative. Yay.
No, I am currently running to my bike with Steve.
Bonus got a 12.
Let me Agility is
Enemies get
15 total.
what was that?
Hmm?
What would you roll?
Oh,
8 plus 6.
6, 14. All right. So
got a 1.
for who is that one for?
Pharaoh.
Pharaohs. You get what's your agility?
5.
5. So you get a 6.
It's natural because I'm carrying a person.
Yeah, it makes sense. Steve is barely conscious, let alone able to fight, so he's not in combat. So up first is Mr. Oid. The goons have all turned their attention and their guns towards Bonus, who has their boss pinned by the head to the cargo container, and just shot another dude square in the face. So, what do you do?
All right. So I don't think I have my rifle on me. I would
No,
have
you
probably
do.
left it.
In the
Well, I
car?
would have left it behind in this disguise.
Oh.
Well, you could have you could have kept your holdout pistol on you. That's I think that you
Well,
could-
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to open fire on these guys.
How many shots?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Well, actually, I switched to Garbanzo, and then I opened fire. But I'm going to shoot twice.
Okay.
At a -1, I think.
Yeah.
Would he
Let's see.
even get a -1 on this?
Okay, because he's firing a gun multiple times, so it's the recoil basically.
Oh.
Is
Oh,
the
okay.
impediment.
All right. So that's an 8 -1 and a
Pass.
5 -1. So
both of those two
4
pass.
and 6.
Yeah,
4
so
and 7.
they both pass. So roll the 2d 100 damage for those 2 targets.
So 90 for the first,
Mm-hmm.
and a 160 for the second.
So you drop one of the guys, just outright, just bang, right in the head, right like the neck. It catches him in the throat, and the blood spurts everywhere. Guy number 2, you got a 90 on, right?
Yeah.
So he has to make a consciousness check. Yay. 5. Ooh, that matches.
He is barely holding
Yeah,
on.
he's barely conscious. He's like you hit him in like the stomach, and he's like leaning against a different cargo container, ah. So I'm gonna say he's stunned for 1d4 combat turns.
His limbs have been blacked out.
Yes, his stomach is dehydrating. Only one combat turn, but he's still stunned.
Okay.
So that's that. There are there's 2 more guys in active combat. Bonus, still pinning this dude, is gonna slam his head into the cargo container as another, like a 1 attack.
Oh my god!
That was 100.
That was 100.
So he hit the first time he smacks him, and he maybe gives a guy concussion. The second time he moves like his aim, and he slams the dude's face against like the levers, like the sharp metal levers, and he stabs this dude through the side of the head with
Jesus.
and it's like, and he like pins him.
Another disguise forfeit.
Yeah. Well, his face is mostly intact. The side of his head, mush, but the rest is mostly fine.
I'm sure nothing a little, brush up can't.
Yeah, some photoshopping and your weird identification faking software that you have. So that the guy dead. Other attack action, firing a gun at another dude. That's a pass. For D100, he's gonna aim for one of the still healthy guys. That's a massive hit. So just
That guy's dead.
Yeah, he's big dead. He again with the right in the pectoral, just bang. This Desert Eagle basically just fires pastes this man's chest cavity. He goes flying. So this is the enemy's turn. One of the guys, he has an SMG, like a mini Uzi, and
How many are there right now?
there's one that's stunned, and there's one that's active.
Ah.
The active guy is gonna aim at. Oh, that's just a good. Okay, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna do a coin flip. Heads or tails, Javier?
Heads.
Heads. All right. Let me just take off the grid snapping for this, and then we roll. You can get heads. So they aim for bonus, and he's just going to just with mini Uzi, which is 5 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need another D10. 5 shots at a -1. Have to get a 6 or higher to even hit him. No, 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 yes, and yes. Bonus can make armor checks. He must succeed. Succeed, bonus, live. He failed both of them. Oh, what a nerd. Okay, so that's 4. Oh, he might die here.
Oh no.
Yikes.
170.
That's 270 damage. Oh no. Well, time for the mercy roll. Ha 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 ha. This is the first one, if any, for the core recorded series. But the way these work is they're kind of like chest saving throws, but there's only one of them instead of multiple of them. If I roll a 10, or no, if I roll an 11 or higher, he survives but is automatically unconscious. If I roll a 10 or lower, bonus is dead.
I would consider that barely clinging to life.
Yeah, okay. Because this is technically in the 50-50, I will have him take a mortal wound, which I have a list for somewhere that I must find. He might need a new bionic replacement because he might have just lost a limb or something horrible. Let's see, but he's no matter what, he's unconscious. No matter what, he's down because he failed 2 armor checks. So actually, wait, hold on. Oh wait, no, he didn't fail one of them because I forgot that his armor is 6, not 5. So he passed one of them. My bad. So I'm gonna re-roll these 2 D100s. So he still might die, but okay, only 100 damage. So he's not dead. He's still conscious. He's still. I messed up. I forgot the armor. Luckily, I checked that.
Alright, so
Luckily,
I'm currently booking it
All right. So make me
with
an agility check.
our boy Steve. Oh!
All right. So you make it 8, which is 40.
I'm just tossing him on the back of my bike, making sure that he's like wrapped around me, giving him my helmet, and speeding off.
All right. So you, in one turn, you would have had to have taken the dash action. So your whole turn is spent getting to your bike, but you do get to your bike safely.
Yes.
Bonus, whose life flashed before his eyes a little bit, he's like, oh, so we're up to fix her now.
All right. So, who is left?
There
Just the one
is,
guy.
well, there's the mini Uzi guy. There's a severely injured other guy who are left.
Hmm. So even with the armor check, bonus is still like half dead. Correct.
Yeah. He's still at 100 health, which is like half of his normal. So he's still injured.
All right. Well, I think I will just spend my turn trying to finish off the other two.
Okay, so make those 2 perception checks at the -1 for me.
All right. 8 and 5 without the minus.
Okay, so 7 definitely passes. The 4 does also pass. So you do hit both. The guy with that you hit previously is auto dead because he had 10 health, so he's instantly dead. Roll the 2d100 for the still living man.
120.
All right, you kill him too.
Oh.
He's just bang gone. So bonus, who is clutching a wound in his side, he looks around and he looks at the body of the Chinese man that he brutalized a minute ago. Not even.
Get them out of there if you want. I'm taking him to a clinic.
Well, at this point, I have 2 things I need to do. One is I'm going to copy the face of the dead Mafu guy.
All right, I will mark that off. So
And second,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stick bonus with one of my concoctions.
All right, which concoction?
The first one, Neo.
Neo. All right. So roll that health 4 times basically because that'll.
$30, $90, $160.
Yeah, so he is totally back at the full health. You stab him with one of your weird concoctions, and his wound just.
I must say, Mr. Bonus, that was ridiculous, if you ask me.
Alright. Are you getting them out of there?
Well, at this point, I'm leaving. Bonus can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, bonus is he slurps the guy's head off of the cargo container. He like drops his body, and he opens the container, and yeah, he lets all the women out and stuff, and he goes through every other container, and he does the exact same thing.
Alright. While he's doing that, I'm gonna start riding off with Steve.
Yeah, you can drive off.
And I'm gonna take him to a clinic. To make sure that he gets treated.
So this is where we get to introduce the doctors mega corporation. So you bring Steve to the nearest available hospital. And
No, not a hospital, just like a rundown
yeah.
clinic.
So okay, so are you going to? Well, okay. How? So are we talking like street doctor, or are we talking
We're
doctor?
talking like criminal doctor.
Ah,
We're talking
okay.
like whatchamacallit, Artemis Hotel type thing.
Hmm. Okay, so that will take a contact for you to know someone.
Okay. 2d4, right?
Yep. This is a very long episode.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. This one's like
It's good.
the more cinematic episodes.
4
4 and a
and 2.
2.
Which one is which?
Well, I want to be extremely liked and have them be good in their field.
Well, okay, so the 4 for the first one, the contract was nothing in return for their services other than the usual, like, normal price, basically. And the
Okay,
2,
cool.
the contract and PC have never personally met. The player and BattleBots get to collectively decide how and or why the PC has never met the contact. Willingness to provide a service decreases a little bit because of, like, distrust. So basically, you've heard of this person but never gone to them personally.
So, like, what if it's like I've recommended people to this person and it's brought them a lot of business,
Yeah.
but we've never personally met?
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Uh, but they are completely willing to help me because I've brought them more business.
Yeah. So you have no contact points left.
Okay.
You get one at the end of every mission, but
Okay.
you're out of them for now. So.
So this is going to be a female doctor. Uh,
Mm,
smaller old lady. Uh, well, not old, but mid to late 40s.
mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
I'm gonna find the character generator. Neo. Let's see. It is. This is interesting. Um.
she wants an eternal summer, doesn't she?
No, I wish though. So her name is Dr. Meliander.
Okay.
Her hair is very wavy. Uh, she's an insomniac with a
Of course.
jealous personality. Her instinct is to craft a masterwork. So I think she's a body modder, right? She's a doctor that specializes in, like, what is basically cyber plastic surgery.
Interesting.
Because the other thing, part of this, is that her nose is very distinctive. So she probably has some special, like, weird, changed nose. And her neck, the wind at her back, and a spring in her step. So she's very energetic, despite being an insomniac. She takes drugs for that, to be honest.
She's probably also an alcoholic.
Yeah, okay, so Dr. Meliander. Uh,
Can she also have bodyguard like Artemis or Hotel Artemis?
um, no, I don't. Well, she probably
Like
would
a
have like
really
a
buff nurse.
yeah. She'd have like a really buff nurse that like works in her random like garage clinic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Dr. Meliander, illegal street doctor, with a drug problem, specializing in body modification, but is also willing to close bullet wounds when necessary.
So she's like a legit doctor, but she
Yeah.
also does body mod. Okay.
Well, body
Just like
mods are legal, but they're very expensive to do, like, through normal routes. She does
so
them for
she
cheap.
does them on like the down low.
Yeah, she does them for cheap, basically. So I think you bring her to, like, you know where she lives and where she works, and I think you You show up to like her house probably, and her like big garage has been turned into like a clinic. So you drag Steve Huang there, and she walks out and she's like, ugh, brought me another one, hmm?
Yeah, I just need him to get patched up. None of your mods this time.
She's like, ah, what a shame. Well, all right. And she looks him over. She's like, well, he could do with, the nose job and so that considering it's broken. And she like looks at you like angrily, like you've brought her damaged goods basically. Um,
Hey, I didn't do it. All right.
she's like, yeah, I'm sure you didn't. And she leads you, opens the garage door, and leads you. So her house is in a more like the rich private communities, where she
Yeah.
has like a normal looking suburban house. So you bring her, so we
Hmm.
bring Steve into her garage with like the examiner's table and stuff, and she like hooks Steve in, and she like injects him with healing stimulants and like fixes his nose by like plastic surgery and stuff to make sure it like will heal correctly, and fixes him up, and gives him like drugs to ease the pain and stuff like that. He is unconscious now because the morphine is that powerful, but and also, of course, in the corner of the room is her ultra buff nurse, whose name I will generate. I was gonna get to the name generator. Where did it go? It's over here. I want this to be a really crazy, weird name. Let's go with ridiculous name.
What is it? What is it?
There's no way. There's no way.
What is it?
I can't use this for a name.
No, use
there's
it.
No
Use
way. I'm gonna send this in chat. And you're gonna tell me that I can't. This is retarded. There's no way.
No, you're using it. Maybe with a little bit of less O's.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 O's. So hold on, wait, I've got a better name.
Jesus Christ. Oh wow.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So his name is Woober Garbo Momhead, and I think he's really jacked, and like black, right? Super jacked. He's like Ajax from Mortal Kombat with the big like cybernetic arms, and he's super
Oh,
jacked.
you mean Jax?
Yeah, where he's like, I feel like he's really intimidating, but also can be really sensitive as well, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
So like when it comes to they definitely abide by the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah.
I like it. I love it. Woober Garbo Momhead.
Known for his sensitivity, empathy, and arm wrestling renown.
Prowess.
Yeah, arm wrestling prowess. So he is dangerous, but also he feels your pain.
Very sensitive.
Yeah, he'll cry with you too, man. It's fine. So yeah,
He's a salamander.
Yeah. So I think as you watch Steve get his body janked up with, accompanied by Nurse Woober. I think his full name has all the O's in it, but like he just like signs it with 2 for like shortenedness,
Yeah.
But his birth certificate has like
Woober.
Yeah. Exactly. You get it. So yeah, I feel like as we see Steve's body healed by this doctor and her very odd companion, the screen pulls out and fades to black as the credits roll.
A wonderful, fitting ending to the abduction of Steve Huang.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us. For myself, my compatriot Kodian,
Mm.
and Javier. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you would like to see these live, please tune in on Mixer at XXX Marcone XXX. And you can always see these on YouTube at Coding and Gaming. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next time on Quest for the Core.